Yeah.
I know you're talking. Are you
You know
talking about
what
like
Vine is, right?
in the?
Yes!
Like the really tiny, like
That's
the,
the one.
the
Yeah,
pink
yeah.
baby sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
I
like they're
didn't get
like
the memo.
Barbie dolls.
I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't get it. You did? I hope not.
About Vine?
Yeah, about Vine, right? Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Wayward 7! We're all reminiscing here. I'm the Forever DM, as always, Will. We're glad to have you back for another exciting episode. Episode 75. Oh, man. 3/4 century episode. Oh, my gosh. Hope it's not murderous.
Always the opportunity.
Yeah, the last episode 50, that half century episode was pretty rough. Before we get started tonight, I think the guys over to my right have something to say and show. Hey, what's up?
Something to show and tell is usually. It's not say and show. It's.
Sorry.
Ethan, I love your sunglasses. Your shades,
so much.
if you will.
I love your shades too. Man, we should make a whole holiday about shades.
We should.
What? Today is Shades Day.
Today is Shades Day. And you know why we're wearing shades?
Why are we wearing shades?
Because
Yeah,
the viewers' future is so bright if they subscribe to Wayward 7.
Oh,
that's
Content
right.
and the illumination they will have.
Yeah.
Shades Day is a time to put on some shades, slip into some sunshine, and take a break from life's troubles. So if you want to take a break from life's troubles with our fake troubles as we're pursued in game and
They're
fugitives
real
and all
to me!
but yeah, it's chill out, subscribe, and the future sure is bright, JP.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. All right.
We're gonna cut
Hey.
to them at the beach.
We actually cut to you right now.
Oh, crazy!
That's crazy. It's gonna be even brighter if you subscribe and follow us on social media at the Wayward 7.
What sort of
The
social media?
forecast for today
One of the
is
sides
bright
was
and sunny
prepared.
at the Wayward 7's Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and TikTok and
I was
Yeah.
distracted by the thought of going to the
LinkedIn?
beach. I don't have
LinkedIn. Yeah, don't
LinkedIn,
forget to
guys.
follow
I need you to make a
Please
LinkedIn.
do not
I
give me a
know.
long list of social media.
Please
to
make an
make.
Indeed account for the Wayward
I'm not
7.
making an Indeed count for the Wayward 7.
Roll that clip, Will.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's about time that we wind things down and get started with the episode.
Beach montage.
She was a. You know me. She was a. I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, "I never seen a man who looked so all alone, and could you use a little company? If you could pay the right price, your evening will be nice and you can go and send me on my way." I said, "You're such a sweet young thing, and why you do this to yourself?" She looked at me and this is what she said: "Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep by the side. And then he swept up from behind, he put a gun up to my head. He made it clear he wasn't looking for a ride. He said, "Give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. If you try to make a move, I won't think twice." I told him, "You can have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life?" He said, "There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Yeah. Well, now a couple hours passed and I was sitting in my house. The day was winding down and coming to an end. And so I turned on the TV and flipped it over.
We're at our
Wait,
impending
it's like
doom.
It runs it
I'm
pretty
going-
well, guys.
I'm
Well,
going
this
to-
game runs on an iMac.
And I run it on
laptop.
my Samsung fridge.
I've
Can I
run it
run
on
it
my
on my
Trust me,
TI-84
my laptop
plus
might
C
as
Silver
well be a
Edition
Samsung
calculator?
fridge.
We had to finish this discussion. Sorry.
I had a 20 questions game once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I love that thing.
Right. I had a red one.
I had a
Mine was
blue one.
Will, what happened last time?
Thank you, Reagan, for asking. Inspiration.
No.
Hey!
I don't
So,
know.
last time we left off, the party has been on the run for a day or two now. They've encountered mysterious mystiques, Leobella, who gave them a fortune, loosely discerning the location of their missing friends who cannot be located by other magical means for some reason. For some reason, the only way they found them was by tapping into the original Divine Weave and getting a tarot card reading and doing their best to interpret it.
I feel like we did pretty
Just
good.
girls, we got this.
So, after following that lead, they hid out for a while, encountered a familiar face. The twice imprisoned Rigby.
Yeah, he's the only one of us that's been twice imprisoned.
Well, he was set free. He was cleared of charges, actually. So he's the only one who's
His
been
diplomatic
cleared.
immunity.
But after running into Rigby and Leobella's cellar, they hid out for a while, realizing that, for some reason, mercenaries from Hross had arrived in the city. Probably not too long. Most notable, Hest Allbreaker, a former Champion Pursuit member, and former 4-time winner of said pursuit.
I think he's still a 4-time winner.
Yeah, but he didn't get that 5th.
Didn't round it out real
Almost.
nice.
Oopsies. If only someone hadn't teleported multiple times and then shot their token on an arrow to beat him to the hearth.
It's pretty cool. That was well earned, but it would seem that perhaps Hest thinks you've earned something else.
Death. Wrath. I was gonna say death, I think it's a bit
Justice!
more harsh than wrath.
Thank you.
Moida.
All of these are applicable. So, with that being said, the party bode their time, discerning that their friends were probably trapped within a tower in the 9 Hells. Bator, one of them. They called the only expert they know on the abyssal planes
Well,
and the world below.
Not the old, not the old.
The first one that came to mind.
The best option. The best.
well,
no.
still not convinced of that, but
Natsuki, the occultist, the cult member and worshipper of the great Mother Snake.
Mother Snake.
And her, I believe they're called the Din brother, Zuzu.
Zuzu.
The very, very knowledgeable wizard.
Thank
So-
God. I don't know if we would have gotten anywhere without
You
him.
guys reunited at the Well of Agma, the great library, where Natsuki, the blood hunter, assured that you guys can swim down what Zuzu essentially described as the ancient river that connects all planes. This river has many names. Those in the cult of Mizumi call it the Great Mother, Orochi, the serpent that connects us all and controls the flow of the dead. Some people know it from older names. The River of Blood, trailing through Avernus. But what Zuzu described, the River Styx. An ancient river, predating most of the pantheons in the world today. One that is considered to be the body of the Great Mother. And so, with Zuzu and Nat's help, you guys discovered the secret enclave, this forbidden territory to their cult beneath Basilica, what appeared to be a city frozen in stone. Over time, perhaps, maybe by magical reasons, but not much time was spent there by you guys. Only enough time to discover that within the stone walls of these buildings, of these houses, wander crystallized undead. But you guys did not gain their ire, and found this ancient vessel forbidden by Nat and Zuzu's cult that would traverse the River Styx, or hopefully so. After some investigation, it was decided that there was a small opening where a certain small, blood-like crystal could fit right in, a gift from Silas during the masquerade given to Nastani. However, the faint words might echo in the mind of don't. But you guys have to save your friends. And so, with that, using the crystal, you brought this ancient stone ship to life. You watched as the sail cracked as the stones fell from it, unfurling and pushing you towards the center of this massive pool of water, the center of the city, or what once was the center. And as all of you waved goodbye to Nat, bracing for impact, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
What a way to start.
Starting out strong.
Yeah, right? I would say, Gwen, you do not have to make this roll.
I might also. I want to confirm something. Sorry. Am I still in a rage from swimming?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Last a minute.
That's fine.
And you have to hit people. And
Yeah, I
the only
figured.
person was Icarus, so if you want to be Icarus, you should have said so in the beginning. And it would have been funny.
No, I just wanted to confirm.
Every 6 seconds, just intermittently.
Yeah, for a minute and then restart rage. Yeah.
22.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. 22. 8.
18.
18. Nice. Okay. Cool. So,
Yeah, I got a natural 20, guys.
I don't like that noise that you made with
let's see
whatever
where
that
to
was.
start. Where to start? You know what?
Hey guys, it's not too late to turn back.
We'll start with
It
Icarus.
is for me.
Icarus, as you cling to the mast of the ship, the safest spot here, seeing as there's no discernible steering mechanism, the walls of the ship itself seem to be almost akin to castle turret tripettes. There's no rhyme or reason or way to hold on necessarily, so grappling onto the mast is your best option, at least from your perspective. As you dive down into the abyss, though, your vision goes black. And those of you who manage to stay conscious, which would be everybody else, watch as Icarus's form is washed away with a wave as you spiral down.
Can I try to grab him, or like his?
Nope.
It's like a spiritual.
Goodbye. It's been good, guys.
Well,
See ya.
you can choose to let go and fall into the river if you would like to. Into the whirlpool, rather.
No, I just kind of want to grab it, like hold on to like the rail, and. But I guess that's not
It would be willingly jumping into the after.
Gwen, save him!
You're such a bad influence.
So,
Last time I listened to you, we know what happened.
Icarus. As your eyes open, you feel soft wood. You're sitting in what appears to be a small, ancient canoe. It's a small vessel, built for 2 people. Around you, you see calm waters of pure crystal white, as small, black, twinged leaves drift along the surface. And as you look around, these massive, ancient, dark trees surround the banks of the river, completely still, but the leaves fall. The forest around you murmurs for a moment, but as you seem to notice it, it's all silent. What captures your attention, though, is the figure sitting in front of you, facing you in this small boat. The head is down, deep in prayer. From your experience, you recognize this one. A prayer to Shantea, given to some of the warriors of Ross, typically at a funeral, or after they have accepted their death will come.
There, my mother waits for me. There, my father calls for me. Long have they waited. Long have I traveled. There we will.
He stops. Looking up, you are met with the stormy gaze the ancient beard wrapped with gold bands occasionally signifying royalty, and those bright blue eyes, the large scar across one. King Egypt sits in front of you. Ah, champion, long have I waited.
What is this?
What comes next? It is not meant for you. But I have awaited you. You see, he gets a good long look, just kind of looking at the sides of the face, into your eyes, and just... long time indeed. As I thought, the eyes of a killer, but not my murderer. Not a murderer anymore, are you? I can tell you, you're about spent, are you? Fighting, struggling, surviving, playing games of war. Something that's best left to the gods, in my opinion. War's a tale older than time. You gotta see, straightens his back and looks over his shoulder towards the destination, kind of blocked by his large figure. I do not envy you, champion. There's a great responsibility that rests on your shoulders. More than you probably realize. You even play the fool. Treated like a pawn in some grand scheme. This game of war. Rumors of war. Pawn meant to be led and sacrificed when the moment calls, I take it. But you know, the closer they draw a pawn in, the closer they get to their true potential. It'll be a long road, and it seems you're the one who has to take it. One of you. Wonder who else's shoulders this falls on. I've had time to guess. Don't forget, every victory is built on a foundation of sacrifices. Some our own, others borrowed, be it from the future or the past. Recognize, honor them. These sacrifices, they're the cost of the peace you seek. Do not be afraid.
It is comforting to know that you have the knowledge and no ill will of what happened to you. But the road is long, and I am tired. I cannot help but envy you.
My time is coming past. I am finally, my journey, see my ma, my da, joined them in the great halls, tried. If it weren't a dagger, a blade, it would have been age, would have been time. In my reign, I learned a great many things. But here's an important one. Power is much like a river. It can both nourish or flood the fields that it tends. Garvia, in her thirst, seeks not the sustenance of power, but the deluge, aiming to wash away any bastion that stands against the storm she conjures. I've dealt with her before. She's not to be trifled with, but I trust you know that already. Her designs are not merely for domination, but for the cataclysm that would herald her ascent. She aims to unseat the balance, to flood the plains, to precipitate a conflict, not only with Arxah, but all countries. It would leave the realm not just divided, but desolate ruin. To confront her is to stand against a maelstrom. It yearns not for victory, but for the void that follows. To cross swords directly is to invite the tempest wrath upon your shores. But remember, even the mightiest tempest may be quelled, not by opposing its force, but by breaking the hold it has on the heavens. They feed it. Break the hold.
How?
I had a feeling I'd see you. Here, on these waters, the moment I saw you back in the southern base. You're someone with quite the history. War is not unfamiliar. So, I will tell you what I've always said. In unity, you will find your strength.
It feels like Gardvia has all the unity. The world is united against us. The river has opened into the sea, and we are 5 individuals fighting against the whole of the ocean.
No. You're not just 5. There's people willing to fight for what's right all out there. You're right. It's not fair one-on-one. Get the upper hand. You're well-traveled. You will fight well. You and your friends know what it takes to achieve an impossible goal. Champion. To slay a tempest is no easy feat. But you must break the pillars that she stands on. The foundation that holds everything that she has is brittle, frail. She rules with fear, hatred, deceit, lies. I'd say opening up the heavens and shining some light might do it some good.
I don't know how to bring the truth to the light.
You will, when the time comes. But until then, little pawn, keep moving forward. Standing still won't do you no favors. I have a feeling that one day we will meet again. Best of luck, champion.
Just give like as much of a bow as you can in a canoe.
Yeah.
Don't rock the boat.
You kind of see turns. Finally. In the next life, then.
Requiescat in pace.
I wish I had more time to learn your customs. But good luck to you too. Now, champion, go slay a tempest. And you feel your vision begin to drift back. And the rest of you, as the water finally begins to stop rushing, around you is pure abyssal night. There are no stars, there are no futures, except for the calm, steadily flowing water beneath you. What are the three of you doing?
Looking for Icarus.
He is nowhere to be seen.
So like his body went into the water, or like his soul? Like it
You
looked
gotta
like.
go look.
Okay, wait. What is the state of our ship right now? Like, what does it look like? We're just
It's moving.
tunneling down,
You're
or is
on
it like?
calm, placid waters.
Okay.
The sail is full, and it is moving with a purpose that you cannot understand.
Okay. Well, can I walk around the ship to see if I can't spot him like in the water?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Icarus,
Also-
get out of there!
I'm also gonna.
Not a good
Look.
idea.
Make a
Oh.
perception check.
Whoa, I see. A lot, actually. Natural 1 plus 5.
Leave it to me. 23.
Take it away!
Hold on a minute. When, as you go and look into the water, for a moment, you see your reflection reflected on this black, placid river. Until you see your reflection turn, looking downstream, look back at you. And you feel that you can see faces just beyond yours. Until you notice that beneath this placid water, beneath the wake of the ship, lie hundreds of corpses drifting all in the direction you're going. As they bob past each other, some of them catching the ground, and you see black sand kicked up for a moment. You can't help but find yourself lost in the reflection. The water looks so cold and refreshing.
Wonderful.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I'm not using that one. Wisdom saving throw. 8.
What's your passive?
Our passive. White.
Perception.
14.
Okay, I'd say that's enough, because Nastani's busy looking. You notice Gwen looking over the battleship and just start to almost dive down.
Oh, you're the worst
and-
person to see this happen.
Yeah.
let me know if you're doing anything.
Well, first off, Rigby is prone right now.
Yeah.
Because what he decided to do, very much like the water, just sank,
Mhm.
and I think he sees Gwen and he goes, "I know, Gwen, laying down that heavy armor, I can't get you. If only, what's your name? Get her."
I would say the words alone are enough to snap you out of it,
Okay.
but you pull back up, and
Pull away.
yeah.
Away.
So back to your 23. Nasana.
Failed.
As this goes on in the
Oh,
background, as you look across the ship, looking not necessarily into the water, but maybe for the riverbanks themselves, you watch as some things start to come into vision. You don't necessarily have a scope or distance of how far the darkness of the abyss goes, but it seems to highlight the rocky shores, this dark gray slate that kind of keeps the river moving, narrowing it down. But what you notice more is what this rock, this jagged blades, seem to be protecting. Swords. Hundreds of thousands of swords of every make, shape, and size. Some daggers within the small sandy shoals. Some monolithic in size. Perhaps even larger than the Colossus itself. But you also notice with your keen vision, these swords have inscriptions carved down the sides, some of them elegant, some of them hasty, some of them forged in divine metal that gives off a slight shimmering radiance. Some of these blades are cracked and withered, chipped as pieces of them are just falling down and into the waters.
Gotta add to the collection.
No.
What languages do you read?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Primordial, and Undercommon.
You can read quite a bit of them. Not all of them, but specifically some that pop up in Draconic catch your eye. They are all promises. They are oaths. As you look across the blades, each one promising something. They're promising wealth, land, freedom, justice, specifically on a very large platinum scaled blade. Go ahead and make a religion check with advantage.
Mm. 13.
13. You've been told that you are within the river Styx, but as you look across these blades, shores, the dead beneath, the fragments of broken promises beneath them, you're not sure what this place is, but it's definitely not the Hells.
Dang it!
And it's at this moment you hear footsteps behind you.
On the boat?
As you turn around and see Icarus standing next to the mast.
I'm gonna run over and just bone crushing hug.
You idiot!
You fell into the water! What's wrong with you?
I didn't choose to.
I
Although in
know!
hindsight I would have.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
But
Icarus, the juxtaposition from where you previously were feels quite heavy. The air itself is almost crushing compared to your previous experience. And
I'm going back in.
No!
I would say, Icarus, what's your passive perception?
18.
Pretty high. So you do notice something that might not have been picked up immediately. Corpses impaled on the spikes, attempting to reach the swords. Some of them, their heads slowly turning with the movement of the boat.
I think that's it. Yeah, we are. We're kind of like not in a good place right now, so I assume we're being watched by something. I just don't know. What do you mean?
Dead.
You mean the swords?
When you feel your blade begin to heat,
Oh, yay.
Rigby, you're a pretty interesting fellow when it comes to his faith. You've been told many stories, many tales by Godbert. Go ahead and make a religion check as you look around at where you are.
Okay. 12.
12.
We're doing so good at this.
Godbert has told you of places like this, but mostly he said, do not go.
Yay!
And for a second, you wonder if he can see you. But, just wanted to check.
Like my sword is burning like Prayer Scarvia, like whenever, well, I guess it's not Prayer Scarvia.
You taking a second to focus on the sword?
Oh, that's so scary.
Your sword is cursed. Of course it's scary.
He hasn't done anything too bad to me yet. No, I'm gonna just hold it.
Sounds good.
Icarus, I was so emotionally distraught when you left us. I was so distraught I almost couldn't save Gwen.
Thank you. Who was he?
Rigby.
Icky.
Oh,
Me.
don't
me.
call me Icky.
He's
don't-
in a
You're
mood.
in prison.
Do you understand what nicknames are supposed to be? They're terms of endearment.
Yeah, Nene.
Could have been icky and nasty.
I can call it this.
Could have been Nene.
Could have been.
The gang's here. It's me, Icky, Nene, and Gwen.
No term of endearment for me, I guess.
Her full name's Gwyneth, if you just want to use that.
Hey.
Yes, Gwendolyn.
That's what Will called her for the longest time.
So,
Editors, play back every time.
the bow is going on its own.
Seems to be, yeah.
The blood crystal, is it gone now that it's embedded into this mass?
It just looks like it's sitting there. Are you trying to take it out?
No.
Okay.
Oh no, we're sinking.
So what do we do now?
Keep moving forward.
So do you want?
I don't know why you're asking me. That's what Ejel told me to do. That's what
What
we're
do you
gonna
mean
do.
what Ejel told you to do?
King
Are you?
Ejel?
I'm gonna like.
What
Are
happened?
you okay? Feeling
Did you pick up a sword? Is it haunted by King Angel?
cold.
He's deathly cold.
What?
A little chilly. You feel fine, Chris.
You're gonna feel for a pulse on him.
He has a pulse.
Okay.
Rigby stands up and he goes, "Shall I sacred flame him?"
No.
Imposter!
What do you mean? Ejel told you.
In the time I was gone, I had a conversation with King Ejel.
Hey, you're saying that like that's a thing that should happen.
We're literally
We're
on the river
surrounded
Styx,
by
and
the
we're surrounded
dead
by the dead.
on the river Styx.
Still, it's
I was
concerning.
not too surprised to see a recently passed soul.
I'm still concerned. What did he say? He didn't want to like hurt us, right?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay. We have-
So I'll just relay
Sure.
that which was said.
Sounds
By
heavy.
Bummer.
Bummer.
That's
How
right,
a
buddy.
bummer, dude.
Yeah.
How a bummer. Okay. And we trust the soul of King Angel to keep really. I'm not
Who
saying.
do you? Okay, in
I'm
who
just
else?
saying, in logically speaking, we should consider our options and.
And what are the options?
I was hoping you would give me some.
I think listening to King Angel is a great idea because I did like him before he was murdered.
Just because you like somebody doesn't mean always mean you should trust them. You would know, wouldn't you?
We learned that.
This is the family vibe I signed
Hey, can
up
I
for.
I focus on my sword. I will follow you all.
Angel in life was very wise and benevolent. And there is no reason to think that he would be any different now.
What was the relation between Egil and Galad?
Glad?
Yeah.
Ooh, make a history check. I'm not really invited to a lot of courts, but
13.
13.
God,
You know that they had the general relation between Ross and Arksot was very positive. It's why you guys are mostly permitted to travel around Ross freely, as long as you are being escorted. That being said, this kind of leniency was not given with Cilicia or Mizumi for that matter. So you've always assumed that Egil and Galad are at least on fairly decent terms.
Where?
rip in peace.
I mean, out of any of the powerful figures that we've encountered, Egil is definitely one to listen to, whether he's a dead soul or not. So, I'm just saying, out of all our options, which are very, very limited, we have a very small pool of, reliable people to lean on or take advice from. Also, we're quite literally stuck in the river Styx. On the river Styx, not in. There's a difference. It's a big difference. Do not jump in the river Styx.
I think that's exactly what you were doing.
I wouldn't even say we're stuck. I'd say we get to be here together.
That's another take.
We're stuck.
We're stuck. We kind of have to go down this path now.
I don't know if it says more about us or about Herb and Chris, but we have not yet questioned why they are in the Nine Hells
And also why we couldn't track them.
and how they got there.
There's a lot of...
Whys and whats and hows.
I mean,
Just sort of accepted it. Just, oh, of course they'd be in hell.
They're not the only people we're going down here for.
but this is down there too, guys.
I was thinking more Silas, but okay.
Well, we
But
know why
because it's
he's
you.
there.
We know why he's there.
I know, but I just mean...
And also, he told me not to go after him right now. But I am anyway, which is probably a terrible idea in hindsight, but...
Right here along the way with you.
Well, we do have to get our friends.
We'll move this past Ethan.
I mean, but... I don't think we understand the game of chess that we're playing right now.
Have we ever?
I don't think we've ever, but... I mean, the thing is that we are not the players. We're not even the queen or the king. We are the pawns in this. And we have to decide whether Gardria is the player or if she's the queen in this game of chess. And if she's only the queen of this game of chess, then who is the player?
I'm the bishop.
Which game of chess
We don't
are you the
get to
bishop
please
in?
Tell me
Pick
you have a chess set up on you.
He whips it out and just starts...
That is a starting item.
Look, I'm here for the ride at this point. I will go anywhere you guys go and not back into jail.
I'm glad you learned
Well,
your
that's
lesson.
progress.
Me personally, the things I've heard about everyone on this boat, including myself, as maybe some of us belong in hell. So let's see what
Which
it's
one of
like.
us,
It might
Ricky?
be enjoyable.
Which one of us?
Onward!
Who belongs
The
in
ship
hell?
is-
At least the three of us.
I think just in the span of the past 6 months, we've all done something warranted of being in hell.
Let's go!
Truly champions.
If we didn't win
Every time,
everything,
champion,
at least we
after
won
prayer.
at this.
Sorry, funny
Okay,
jokes. You have
well-
to be there to get it.
So, where exactly is Forward?
Down the river Styx.
And what if we're just traveling down an endless river?
Well, I hate to break
There's
it
an
to you.
egg.
I mean,
Well.
when do we know when to get off? If we are on an endless river.
Well, some would say eternity with you is hell.
What did I do to you besides throw you down the stairs?
John Paul, do you have inspiration?
Yeah, I do.
Just wondering.
You threw him down the stairs. You dragged him back into prison with you.
I did not. He made the choice. I wasn't even going to go in until he said, "Let's do it, Gwen!"
You're gonna listen to someone you've known for 3
It wasn't
days.
about listening
No
to
offense
him.
to you
It
at
had
all.
Fine.
it had nothing to do with listening to him. He didn't tell me to do it, and I listened to him. I was about to walk out. He encouraged me to go back in there and said, "Let's save your brothers. You got this, Gwen." And I said, "You know what, little guy? Because I was gonna walk out to keep you out of trouble, but you want to be in trouble with me.
So
So
you
let's
listen
go."
to the advice of someone you know for 3 days as opposed to your, friends
I
who
thought
are
we said
trying
I
to
wanted
help
us.
you.
Are you a part of this argument?
As much as I am in real life.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
This conversation is like beating a dead horse.
And I'll just say, who doesn't love a little bit of support?
12.
I would say it's pretty recognizable. You look back as this is going on, disinterested, scanning the banks. You see the scriptures running down the swords. You see the corpses who are fixated, impaled on the rocky shoals. But one corpse catches your attention. Gold-trimmed Cilician armor. Paladin. The hand is slammed down on one of these spiny rocks, gripping on it as tightly as possible. And as you look at it, the direction of this body is being pulled against the current. And I would say, purely based off the ornate shield draped on the back, you recognize this corpse. Though the darker skin has bloated and the very well kept goatee, long dreadlocks have all but withered. This appears to be at least the armor and what was once possibly one of your compatriots, Santonia. And it seems that even in this death, he is fighting against this current that is seemingly pulling him away. But the ship passes. Have you guys stopped the arguing by now?
No, it's not. Stopped. She's now just at the bow of the ship.
Should we also be fighting that?
And I'm just saying, if she was dragging me to my death, I was just saying, God says we're all meant to die and suffer for eternity, so...
The corpse locks eyes with you,
I feel like you give terrible advice. I'm sorry, Rigby.
hollow, empty. But the ship passes if you're not doing anything.
Icky, jump in on my side, please.
No.
Don't listen to him.
Oh, now you don't want to listen to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway,
Okay,
That's
I'm
what
sorry.
I'm
I can't
saying.
learn from my mistakes. I listened to him once.
You're
I
jumping
ended
off
up
the
back
ship?
in jail.
I want to try to fly.
meet your wings and
I need a tire.
catch air. It's surprisingly difficult, but you lift off the ground.
Icarus.
Does it feel like sustainable? Like I can keep myself
yeah,
up?
it's just a little different. It's a little heavy.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get closer to Santonio.
Where are you going?
Watch as Icarus just takes off.
Icarus.
My back's to him because I'm in the argument.
Yeah.
Icarus. Icarus.
Yeah, hop in on my side.
No.
Where are you going?
To see an old friend.
That's so
a bad
ominous.
idea.
That's really ominous.
Very
What do
bad
you mean?
idea.
As you approach the shore, are you being? How are you approaching it? I should ask.
I do not want to make contact with anything.
Mm-hmm.
So basically sort of like just staying airborne, try to sort of just come up to where Santonio is,
Mm-hmm.
but like not touch anything and sort of just hover there if I could.
As you get closer to the corpse, his head is fixated on you, and you see the trembling of the other arm slowly just kind of starting to reach. He is a skin taut to the skeleton, empty eyes, the mouth wide open, bloating where the legs had kept in the water for so long, struggling. This impaled hand, the single thing that's keeping him from being sucked back in and away from the direction the rest of the corpses are going.
Is it that direction is just all generally like upstream?
The corpses are traveling with the boat, yeah. They're all going upstream. But Santonio seems to be being dragged in the opposite direction.
Wait.
So all the corpses are going this way.
Mhm.
Santonio is being dragged by kind of his feet are being pulled. And it's very evident with the hand kind of in the rock the other way.
Which is
Where you guys
he's
came
being
from.
dragged the way we came.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the ship. Just sort of bow my head towards him.
You just see the corpse just lifelessly acknowledging you. Following.
Requiescat in pace. And back
Just watch the head collapses into
To
the
the-
water.
boat on the river.
Yep. So, as you do, you return to the ship. The rest of you see this happen, to an extent.
What a lovely and quick reunion. That was not ominous one bit.
Are you okay?
We need to keep moving forward.
How do you know when to stop?
Good question.
Question.
Did King Egil tell you when we should stop?
He didn't speak much to the immediate situation.
Usually, when you see like dead spirits and they're telling you something, they don't normally tell you like
They
a
don't tell
direct
you enough. They always say you'll know. You'll know when it's time.
They're always
At least
honest.
that's what my sword always says.
Well, look. Never mind. Never mind. Not gonna say anything.
So, what's going on with the skeletons that are
Are you asking?
spiked up?
Are you asking one of the skeletons?
Hey, what's happening,
Are you
man?
looking out of a
Hey, you
yeah,
guys,
you make
what's
a
going on?
perception check.
Yeah, what's the deal here? You kind of like bus boys or like taxi
mean,
drivers?
Like, go ahead and make the perception check, but I will say, you know, when you speak to them, some of the dead do seem to lightly acknowledge you with the twisting of the heads towards your voice.
Would you say perception?
Yeah. Or investigation. Two different outcomes.
I'll go perception. I'm just trying to.
I think you're fooling yourself.
A 9.
9. It looks like some of these corpses either attempted to climb up there, and the rocks seem to be keeping them at bay for a lot of it. It looks like some of them were intentionally mounted, just impaled through the back on these spikes. It's hard to tell, but it's either an accident or some guy just started hucking them.
Hey, Icarus. Like your friend, boss, ex-lover, was getting pulled in the opposite direction, right?
Yes.
Did you see anything that was pulling him, or was that?
I don't think so, right? It was just sort of.
Didn't investigate.
Ah, that's crazy.
Well, what I'm just hoping here is that these these nice little bag of bones here, I'm hoping they weren't meant to. Sorry, I hope they weren't meant to be
My bad.
flowing back that way. Maybe possibly they could be slowing the boat down, because trying to go to hell.
What?
Oh, I just don't like them there. I would like. What I'm proposing is that we take them off the spikes.
Take them off the spikes. Why?
Would you like to be spiked up on a boat,
No.
traveling to hell?
They're not. Are they spiked on the boat?
No, none of them are
It's
spiked
to
on the
the
boat.
land.
It's
Perfect.
they're spiked
Even
on
better.
the rocky shore
On the rocky
So-
shore.
The
near all the big swords.
so some of them are spiked on the swords.
No, none of them are
No.
touching the swords.
But they're intentionally on the spikes. Like
Yeah.
somebody made like a example out of people.
What are you
At least
said
that's how I
the
interpret
some of the ruins on the swords are about like broken promises?
Some of the swords appear to have promises inscribed on them, but there are some swords that are broken.
What do the broken ones read that I can read?
Well, considering
Yeah,
they're
what kind?
fragmented, I would say make a perception check. Icarus, what languages do you read?
I don't see
I
anything. There's a 5.
They're the broken swords. The biggest chunks are at the bottom of the river.
I mean, it was a 10 overall, but it's only a 5. So.
I also want to try and read the swords.
What language do you read?
I have Aarakocra, Aran, Common, Cilician, Thieves' Cant.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Common, Elvish, Giant, Infernal.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
11.
11. There's not a lot of broken swords that you can see that are legible. There's plenty of blades that are stuck in the ground. There's plenty of hilts that are in the water, shrapnel from these swords themselves, mostly rusted over, illegible. What'd you get?
20.
23. I would say in the languages you know, you don't really see any. But, you take notice that while there are the occasional, say, giant here and there, you definitely notice that there's maybe 1 or 2 fragments of words in common. But most notably, none of them are in infernal.
Interesting.
So we're just here
It's the ship.
on this boat on the river with what looks like castle walls. Nothing ever goes as planned.
It's just the boat. No.
It's a flat, there's a mast, there's what appears to be a steering apparatus that has no wheel. I mean, it's a pretty basic ship, but I mean, you guys are welcome to either wait it out, go more investigate something else here, or
I was gonna say, can I step away and focus on my sword?
yeah, you can. What are you saying?
You seem attentive now that we're here.
You do not trust me.
I trust you.
No, you do not.
Good talk.
It's,
It's a great talk, guys.
It's not that I don't trust you, I'm just curious as to what interests you about this place.
You rely too much on yourself.
Yeah, you and my friends seem to think so.
What do you know of this
I
place?
think maybe that might be true.
We're on the river Styx. It's the gateway to hell.
No,
Bodies? No?
no, it is not. It is a gateway to everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You seem to have this notion that consulting, say, my knowledge on things is a bad idea.
That's not what I thought.
Do not forget that your thoughts are not your own.
I understand that. It wasn't about consulting you was a bad idea. The
Do not
place that we
forget
are
where your
in,
borrowed power comes from.
I don't. We are in a place unknown. We are being watched. I did not want anything bad to happen. So I was taking a precaution.
What would be more precautious? Seeking help or staring into the reflective pool?
I was looking for my friend.
You were reckless.
Well, I can't change the fact that I did that. I can only go from here. I'm asking for your help now.
And will you in the future? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, because we haven't experienced the future yet. Okay, I did not say that. I did not say that. I want to make that very clear.
betray you. We will see how many futures you get to experience before I grow tired of this. I need you to grasp the concept of the situation you're in. You are alive because of me. And as far as I have seen, you have squandered every opportunity.
Well,
So, here is some advice. I am a being of great knowledge, and I cannot help that I am trapped in this damnable sword. Pray that I show mercy next time you need help. But I have a feeling you won't ever let that option come to be, as you would rather damn yourself than ask.
I will keep that in mind the next time I need help.
Do not make me resort to other methods.
You won't have to.
Good. Get away from the edge of the water. Do not touch it. Do not look at it. Do not converse with the dead. Do not take the coins that they may carry. Sit on the boat. Do not touch the shore. Touch the blades. You will not get the chance to get your hand close enough.
Our friend was taken into the river Styx and conversed with the dead already. What does that mean for him?
It means that someone was waiting for him, and the divines allowed it. Be glad he is here, with his memories and who he is intact. Should you touch the water, I will have to find a new host. You are in the oath-bound abyss. A realm sacred to the gods of old and the gods of now. Be on your best behavior. The vessel you are on will take you to wherever the crystal deems the location. I trust you will attempt to do better in the future, and not stare at your reflection.
Stay far away from the edge of the water.
just your hand searing against the hilt of the sword. It is a lot of restraint that this entity is showing at the moment.
This entity's putting a backpack leash on Gwen. As long as it's like a monkey, that's kind of cute.
Should you fail again, I will intervene, be it willing or not on your part.
I understand.
Need I further remind you of the contract? The consequences do refresh me, if you remember. That's about what I thought. You're not let go until I am free. And should you fail, I will consume you like the rest.
Yeah. I remember this. I understand, and I won't fail you.
See to it. You feel the heat back off. The sword goes dormant.
Everybody toward the center of the boat.
I'm already like sitting like.
Everybody's what?
Towards the center of the boat. Do not go towards the edge. Do not go towards the shore.
You're dangling your feet in.
He's like sitting between the bars like this.
Where's this not steering wheel?
It was kind of like a very slightly elevated platform with what appears to be almost a obelisk-shaped pedestal of sorts, where there's a hole for what appears to be where a steering wheel would go, but it is not there.
Is anyone carrying
Before we go
steering
too
wheel
far
with
into
them?
this, I want to relay the information that I was told by my demon sword. That's
A sword talk to you. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything
He's
about the
from-
steering wheel.
No. Oh, yes. He said, okay. He's from here. Well, not here, but
Here.
Betor. And he has infinite, not infinite, but a lot of knowledge, so I'm being told. We are in something called the Oathbound Abyss, which is a very celestial, sacred place. We have experienced mercy by these entities. He told me that we should be on our best behavior, stay away from the edge of the ship, stay away from the shore, do not touch the swords, do not talk to people.
I thought all that was
Nothing.
kind of like already known.
I am aware, but he confirmed it, and then he told me, if you would like my information that I gathered, the crystal will take us where we need to go. We just need to sit tight and wait it out.
And where did we get this crystal from?
I got it from Leobella,
And,
which was a gift from Silas.
and you trust this person?
I trust
You
Silas.
Okay, well,
You went to Leobella and you
very small memory.
This is what we need.
Small memory.
Well,
I can be at peace now. We have someone to show me the way.
I'm going to sit at like the, I guess, bow of the ship, like the center of the bow of the ship.
Yep.
Try and commune with the stars, even if
Sure.
there are no stars here. Commune with Bahamut or
Yeah.
Numos, either one.
Divine presence is strong here. So, if you have anything specific you want to say, let me know.
Well, actually, after she had mentioned the Oathbound Abyss, does that unlock any, like, does that trigger any memory of anything?
You kind of already roll for it, so it's probably not something you know about. It's a pretty old place.
To whoever among the stars that's listening, I know we are on a path already, but I want to know if it is the right path, and if there is any guidance I can be given on how to go about it, and whatever sacrifices I need to make must be done.
Make a religion check.
11. This one's not good.
Hopefully, your prayers will be answered in some form.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as we're sailing, since I've basically got too much time on my hands, I'll may as well pray to mainly Shantea and Tamora, I guess. Maybe throw Ogma in there.
Sure.
And Tempest.
Can you throw them all in
Just
there?
as the time goes, it just like
Yeah, see new swords.
all my
yeah.
country's gods, just like, you know, we need, you know,
All the help.
protection and life, and we need good fortune, and I guess I need knowledge here too, so I'll bring him in. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're kind of going to war, so I guess
How many gods does your country have?
4. Maybe.
Well,
I mean, there's a pantheon.
there's a
It's-
lot of gods.
Yeah,
It's just those are the 4 most celebrated.
yeah. It's like the major
There's
cities.
only one god in France.
That's right.
We have kind of the one and then like a demigod. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I have a demon sword.
That's what you worship? You settling with that?
Demon?
No, I mean I don't worship much else. I mean I'm not that.
Godless heathen.
Actually, I'm not gonna say.
You were
I'm not gonna say whether I worship him or not.
you were pretty enthralled with that one android we ran into. You know, that Mr. Roboto.
That's because he was living all alone and he didn't have a family. And we were gonna leave him there.
What?
Were?
All of the around
You
his.
did.
We did. Oh, I wasn't until we did.
You did.
Everything was simpler back then. Didn't seem like it, but that kind of was
Really
the best of
was.
times.
I miss when we were just on a monster race.
Big Beast is swinging around his morning star like a killer. I'll kill them all.
Like whacking the pedestal.
Karate kid. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so much simpler when we were just on a mission to kill monsters, not a divine mission, it feels.
How did we even get roped into this?
Against our will.
Yeah.
Why us?
That's kind of the question I've tried to figure out, but we're only pawns in this game. We're just carefully selected pawns.
As God but says, to live is to suffer.
Okay. I can't agree with that, yeah.
Turn it
At
south.
this point, yeah.
Grieve in your own way, apologize for it later. You know, that's the
saying.
saying.
Alright, here we are now. Who knows how much longer we will be alive. Just
Hey.
on the river in this sort of hotel California. It works, just trust me.
What's California?
You're stretching there.
What's
It's a metaphor.
California?
Hotel Salicio.
Hotel Basilica.
I haven't even gotten Miss
Hey.
America.
At least I can die knowing that I have plenty of siblings who can take the crown instead of me.
Is that what you find peace in?
I was gonna say.
No, I don't. It's kind of hard to find peace when you're living in exile.
Right. On the run.
Run.
We're all just our own renegade.
You're really trying hard.
We're on the river Styx. What do you want me to do?
So, some time passes.
Can we say we took a short rest?
You guys can take
Long
a long rest if
rest?
you want.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Does that mean something?
It
Can
means
we-
something to
I
me. I
can-
get a rage.
Maybe I'm gonna keep watch at least for the first portion as much as I can.
Yeah, you can keep
Yeah, we
watching.
should. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so go ahead and make that perception check.
23.
23, yeah. You got a pretty good view of things. I would say one thing catches your eye in particular. What appears to be a very new and very fresh sword. The sword is made out of this dark black steel. The grip is made out of a very fine red leather and has lots of small kind of red gems placed along the edge. It's very ornate, but more importantly, it's massive. Something to be wielded by at least the size of the Colossus.
Can I read the... No! Can I read the runes on it?
It is written in Draconic. And it just says to end the lineage.
It's for you.
End the lineage. No, it is not calling
Well,
my name.
it's really big, and I would like to see Nastani
Nastani.
Let me
I
try.
don't listen
He's-
to mysterious stories.
He said
Thank
he'd like to
you.
see him try.
Nastani's
If
got
you
1
wanted
minute
to
of
not-
wings. Can she
actually-
lift the...
If you wanted
Can
to
you
not
pull out
listen
the
to the
Excalibur?
demon sword, you would go and take it. The demon sword not
It's
just
like a building size.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why
not
it's
picking up a
fun.
building site.
She's like, well,
I thought
I'm
that
gonna
was
climb.
good.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I feel like Masani would like sketch that out
Sure.
for her.
She can do that. That makes sense. Who's taking a second watch?
Me.
Icarus, make a perception check.
Fuck.
Fa Mulan.
Fuck.
Fog. Oh.
Fog. Is it fog?
Icarus, things are peachy. They're just great. They're so great that you feel very relaxed on these calm waters. This is the nicest boat you've ever been on, despite having the stone.
Boat on the river.
That's
You
kind
have
of
your
sad. We've
bedroll
been on
out.
many boats.
Hey, the last
With
boat we
your,
were on?
Bedroll
Not the best
and
experience.
Pillows. It's pretty nice. And Icarus, I mean, just the gentle movement rocks you to sleep, and nobody's able to wake up for the next watch, or the rainy ones. So
What in?
I'm not awake, right? Or I'm not asleep.
yeah, but Icarus is taking watch. He looks like he's watching.
I sleep with my eyes open.
So that being said, things happen, but you guys can work off long rest. But I would say, yeah, Icarus, as you wake up from your very restful sleep with that very high passive perception, you start to hear the sound of rushing water. And as
Everybody up.
yeah, okay, cool. As you warn everybody to wake up or be alert, looking off the bow of the ship, you can see what appears to be the opening, the delta of wherever you're heading. As you look about, there are hundreds of thousands of whirlpools bunched together, quick succession, and you start to feel the boat kind of start to rock and wake with the current. So, what are you guys doing?
Hanging onto that mast. I'm
Okay.
hugging the mast.
Okay, hugging the mask.
I'm actually going to take some of my rope and tie
Yeah, I was like,
myself
can we
to the
get
mast.
some rope tied
I'm
around
tying
that?
us all to the mast.
Okay,
You
great.
included. You have no choice. He's
Stop-
tied with his
stop
feet
carrying
above
me!
the...
Are you tying him like 3 feet off the ground?
yeah. Feet
Are you
kicking.
willing? Are you letting them do it, or are you gonna fight it?
I know it's a good idea, but I'm acting like I don't appreciate it.
He's like
But
grabbing
let
the
you
rope,
kick
like, no, don't
Ah!
do this.
You like take off your belt and like belt yourself to it too. This is a horrible idea.
I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but I feel like we're about to be rocking the paradise.
He's trying so hard.
You are going down. So
That's not even a Swords and Roses song.
you you guys tie yourself with masks. That's all you're doing?
I'm gonna grab my
What else can we
sword.
do?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know if there's anything else I can do.
Pray.
Pray.
Yeah. As you feel the ship start to tilt and turn, you guys are tied to the mast. So I'd say between the 4 of you, one of you is competent tying knots, I hope.
Yeah.
Somebody who's worked on maybe on a ship or had to required men.
Who's one of my scout bandits?
Uh-huh. Yeah, for your Eagle Scout there.
That was really good. Inspiration.
Thank you. I'll use it. So, as the ship begins to rock back and forth, you feel the waters start to lap onto the ship. As who's tallest here?
Not me.
That's Nastani.
Who's Nastani? Okay, Nastani, go ahead and make a perception check.
Like
for me.
that side of the table.
Yeah,
Oh, is it you or me?
I'm
It's
starting
you.
to
You're taller
appreciate
than- you're
being
like
tied
3
3
inches
feet
taller.
up.
Yeah, right.
Hit perception. 14.
So, as you look about, you see the whirlpools start to get closer and closer.
I'm also gonna make sure to hold the crystal in.
Okay, yeah, good idea. As you clap the crystal tight to the mast, looking about, you can see just peeking over the heads of your compatriots also tied to the mast. As the ship begins to tilt, almost careening into one whirlpool, you watch as it begins to glide right on the edge before dipping into another. And it's, luckily you're all tied to the mast, so there's not a bunch of checks for this, which would have been really fun.
I'm smart.
Curse your 50 feet of rope. But good use of it.
What kind of text would it have been?
You asked me to
A
be
lot
more
of dex
creative.
checks. A lot of dexterity saving throws.
I failed.
You have wings.
You
Well,
slipped
I-
out of the only weak point
That would have been
in
a
the rope.
19 if I had.
But it would have gone progressively harder. But seeing as you're all tied to the mast, you watch as the ship kind of careens into one whirlpool, dipping out and falling into the next, one after another, before eventually finding purchase into this specific large one. You look down, all of you can now see as the ship is tilting and starting to slowly wind down into what appears to be a deep crimson red ichor.
I'm gonna be sick.
So
I may throw up.
I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ah, that's the bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we're going to have some long nights ahead.
You wish.
20 plus 7.
Nice.
Got a 15.
Okay.
12.
Failure.
Oh.
Also, a
Okay, you two just succeed. First, you're the only one who fails.
You're tied to a
I
mast.
will
though.
throw up on you.
And there's a bit of splash damage as Icarus, you take 16 points of psychic damage, and lose all your stomach contents onto your nearest buddy you can pick.
Well, I think Rigby's chosen
Roll,
one.
roll for buddy. I'll be evens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, that's right.
It's a 1.
Not again.
Your helmet is filled with bird food.
Oh.
Just like a baby bird.
Just gotta drip
Yeah,
it
don't
into
talk.
the abyss.
Yeah, and it drips down as you splash into the blood red water. So, luckily most of you made your saves, so you witness what happens as the ship drops hundreds of thousands of feet through a dark red sky. Misty ground can be seen beneath you as you hurl
fall
down. We'll see. You're all tied to the mast.
I have my sword.
Icarus, you are unconscious.
So it wouldn't matter if you.
Yeah. But the rest of you watch as, looking about this landscape, the three of you can make perception checks. I'm tempted to say with disadvantage for you, but I'm not going to do that.
Well,
16.
Don't matter.
Oh, okay.
8.
13.
13. Okay. Okay, that's decent. So, I would say Nastani and Rigby, you guys both see, as you drop from this kind of waterfall-esque drop-off, looking about the landscape, high into the air, you see floating islands dotted here and there with castles, fortresses. You see massive floating runes that seem to streak across the sky, watching as swarms leave them, flying into what appears to be a battlefield. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of soldiers fighting. These massive gates opened, some of them being collapsed as explosions go off nearby. The rifts closing, and you watch as the frenzied monsters coming from them let out this awful shriek and rage, one by one, as the battle just at a stalemate continues. You watch as massive machines barrel into the hordes, not caring for whose side they hit, but just that they get to the other as they fight their way all the way to the other rifts that seem to be pouring open. As you can see this all from your very high vantage point, you look around, no sun, but the heat is unbearable. The jagged mountains, the dark atmosphere, and finally the massive splash of red as the ship hits water once again. You have made it to the Nine Hells. This is likely the River of Blood, near the front lines in Avernus. But you guys all tied yourselves to the ship. Very clever, very clever. So we did get a really cool falling sequence. Very clever, very clever. So,
Would have been awful. One of us would have been unconscious.
after a minute or so passes, Icarus, you wake up. The rest of you, what are you guys doing?
Untying ourselves from the mast now that we've landed.
Yeah.
Now that we've
gonna untie
landed.
it.
Yeah, now that you've landed, you
And
untie
Stoney's
yourself.
gonna untie it. Quinn's gonna go, yeah! I did it!
I want to tie Icarus up before he wakes up.
What?
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna
Just-
I'm gonna stop right. No.
Oh, it'd be funny.
No.
You can always want to tie up.
What if we knock someone who's like trying to hurt us out and we tied them up so when they wake up they'd be tied up?
What if when he passed out he got possessed by a demon? We would never know. A demon.
We'll keep the rope on hand for
Damon.
that.
Well, might as well have him tied up and be like, hey, I'm fine. Then,
No, we're not doing that.
yeah,
Hey,
come
Rigby?
on.
It feels like you don't have good intentions towards us.
Well, I never.
So why shouldn't we throw you overboard?
No.
What?
Yes, see
I'm
how
not a
she
part of
tries
this.
to tear us apart. I'm trying to, with the ropes, for
Bird
example, hold
He
us
was-
together.
Alright,
He
let me
was-
put it this way. He's trying to do a harmless thing of tying someone up. You're trying to throw him into a river of blood.
Because he's trying to tie Icarus up when he is unconscious.
Are you trying to throw Rigby into the River of Blood?
No, I'm not. I just was threatening.
We're not throwing anyone into the river, and we're not tying anyone up. Yet. No.
Yeah.
I'm watching him. I'm just saying he doesn't. It doesn't sound like he has the best
If
intentions.
anybody is planning on throwing somebody into the river, you must tell me.
I'm not, no.
I'm not throwing anybody who doesn't want.
I was trying to stay on the ship and make
Icarus,
sure
you
he
wake up.
didn't fall off.
You wake up, Rigby and Astani
The
both
rope
have
in my
one.
hand.
Yeah.
Come on!
It's wrapped around you several times, and it's like there's a struggle going on for a second. But
It's like constricting you.
Alright. Now that we're here.
With the frizz.
No
way.
demons, right? Still icky.
Well,
Not convinced about you, but
It's him!
you best.
how do we find them now? We're here.
He pulls out his handy dandy notebook.
Lore book.
we're in the tower, we're in catastrophe looking for something in dangerous place, Bator. And the Empress, dark gloomy figure with long platinum hair, swords down throats. Hey, we saw swords down some throats. Fruitfulness will not come from this. Do not get it directly. Sometimes the best way in is from the out. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Fate has brought us here on a path that could lead to success. We have the Hanged Man. That's pretty confident that's Silas. And a crow's mask and a bloody field. Like a little scarecrow guy. Neither here nor there, but following his vision will lead us. What was his vision? We gotta follow that. Then we had the devil, but it was reversed. From his perspective, he sees the sins of all others who come to pass. The Hanged Man's vision leads to Bator. So all we know is we gotta be it. Seems like
It's pretty fulfilled.
Good job. You did it.
But the part that concerns me is the best way that's in is not direct.
Mm-hmm.
Here's
so we're
what-
at the front of
okay.
the gate, and I'm assuming that means we should not just walk
From
in.
the out.
Perception check, Rigby.
That's
For-
perfect.
yeah,
'cause Ruby's looking for something very specific.
Maybe we should not be out in the open right now, first of all.
You're floating down the river.
Oh,
Oh,
no, the
shit.
river, Grandma!
Another 13.
I would say Rigby, you can definitely see it. Rigby, as you look about, kind of getting to your grounds is where you are at this current moment in the first layer of hell. You first notice the ungodly smell of brimstone and decaying corpses. And as you look around, you can see that the edge of the riverbanks here are littered with them. Just hundreds of corpses. Some humanoid, some demonic, some devilish. But most of them mutilated, fresh, and everywhere.
The elves in the mix.
Well, that's one thing you do see. There are one or two
We should have the
elves.
fire.
But most noticeably, what you notice is what is currently trying to rip the bones out of the elf corpse that you're looking at. Imps.
Oh.
And he watches a couple of them look up at you. And he watches another head pops up. You doing anything? Another one pops up. Doing anything, Rigby?
So I think if we scale the wall, do you think that's
No, we're
a
not
more
scaling.
direct-
No, we're not scaling
But
any
that's not a
walls.
direct-
doing this.
4 impets.
We're not doing that.
Looking
But
back
I
at
don't
what
know what
happened.
else to do. I mean,
She
they
wants
can
to
just
climb
all
the
of us-
walls.
No, well, I'm just trying to think of indirect ways to get into a bonus.
I think we're thinking too literal of that. We're
Okay,
not
well, maybe-
climbing walls.
I'm just poking Gwen at this point.
Hey, yes, Rigby. What?
Okay, so
Rigby, what? What is it, Rigby?
Thank you, someone was listening. There's some thingies
So
over
you're
there.
pointing, and there are creatures moving about the piles of corpses on the shore.
And I really need to check out some of those corpses.
No, we're not checking. No, we're not checking out the corpses.
I need
I
to.
say let him have at it.
No, we are
No.
not doing that. We are not separating.
remember what your sword said about behaving?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a wide river,
How long?
Rigby, do I need to tie
Like-
you to the mast?
like a good 80 to 100 feet.
Rigby,
Like
do you
size.
need to be tied to the mast?
Well, the real question is, has this ship stopped moving?
It's
How
continuing
fast
just
did it get
going
you?
down the river.
Yeah, so
You're passing by some of the imps, and you notice a couple of them go back to what they're doing. A couple of them start moving along the riverbank.
yeah, so really, we're gonna be in trouble whenever we touch land, supposedly.
We were told the stone will take us where we need to go,
Right?
so I think we stay with it for now.
And just.
We could also consider using the phone to call Herb.
But here's my question: is Azoras, very powerful magic user? We've kind of gathered that at this point. Wasn't able to contact Chris.
But that's because we were on
It's a different
plane.
plane.
I would assume that.
We can
Okay,
have
all right.
interplanar connection.
Yes, I mean, or at least be able to figure out where.
What about Badissa?
Azorus, just for verification, did say he could not contact Chris or locate him. And he said he did try extraplanar check.
Yes. I mean, and so I mean,
What about Badissa?
I mean, we could try contacting Badissa. All right, I'm gonna take out the phone.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Continue conversation while I figure out what to say within a certain amount of.
Let me ask you this. Are you using to contact Badissa?
Yes.
Okay. There's no response.
Is
Doesn't
it?
seem to connect.
Is it? Am I? Is it can still
You
be?
got dial tone.
Can I try and contact her,
Doesn't connect.
Chris?
Doesn't connect.
Well, Rigby's
Could call
looking at
Zorax
the
and tell him what we got so
corpses
far.
and,
We'll try.
and tearing them, and
I thought we
he's
were trying to
probably
refrain
just
from
quietly
letting-
sobbing to
Oh, were
himself
we?
a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could ask for a lift.
So whenever it doesn't
Imps have
connect,
wings.
when it doesn't connect, what does that usually mean?
It usually, as per the sending spell, they could be dead on a different plane of existence, or something is
That
shielding
phone
them.
is dead. He didn't charge his phone.
Or something shielding them. What if I refuse to think that they're dead?
Well, you're in hell.
We are in the same plane as them, we assume. What if we don't know if Praeris is the one who took our amulets? What if Herb took them?
Rigby, as you are looking and sobbing, as you said,
Sobbing.
you notice the corpses begin to shift and move, and you watch as a massive crab-like claw reaches out, connected to this fleshy mass, slams on the ground, and you watch as the imps go ballistic, start screaming, howling, yelling. Some of them kind of picking up small weapons, firing crossbow bolts, throwing axes, and you watch as another large crab-like claw hits the ground, before this large bull-like face and horns arise out of the corpses, chunks ripped out of it. And you watch as, not 4 or 5, but roughly about 60 or so imps flock from the piles of corpses from either side of the banks and begin to tear it apart. And then you look around and notice there's a lot of imps here.
Yeah, so maybe we just have some silent reflection on the way to, well, first I'll turn back. Did anyone see that?
I would say some of you would notice the massive flock of creatures. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, whispers. Let's whisper.
That's really not good.
It's called the Quiet Cave.
Get down low.
Let's
Yeah.
all think about this real quick. I'm just kidding. I can only connect with 1% at a time.
Are you stealthing?
Yeah.
There you go. Make a stealth check.
I'm
Is
gonna.
that stealthing?
I'm casting Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, good to know.
Question:
There we go.
if more than one person was to cast that, would we be extra stealthy?
You guys ask me these questions.
Because I know for a fact that you can be stealthy too, in a way that I can.
You were gonna try and go into the dead city.
I don't know if you could stack it, because if 2 people had it, it would be a plus 20.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That means I could
That's the
potentially get a
goal.
51.
Or like an advantage.
As long as they're not cast by the same person, yeah.
So if we did it, then we could both have the.
Sure. Go for it. Take your plus 20 to stealth.
Yeah.
But mark off those plus lines.
It is cast.
Are we both?
I would like to point out, I don't know, maybe the editors can play a clip and show me wrong, but I don't think I've actually rolled above a 5 in this entire game. That being said, I have a 36.
What'd you get? Nice.
55.
Yeah? Nice. There you go.
I got a natural 20 plus 5 plus 20. No, 45. Sorry,
yeah.
not 55,
that-
45.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
that's
was
a
like,
big
my
self
max is
number.
51. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
26.
Sorry.
6, nice.
I
Yeah.
got it math.
Very
With
low.
disadvantage, I got 33.
Yeah. And you got
36.
36, yeah. Okay, so you guys are sitting pretty
Loudest
quietly.
person is the
You
most
all like
stealthy.
get pretty low on the deck, just kind of sitting next to the
We're
the
always
ridges on the
pretty low
ship,
on the deck.
just keeping out of sight. It seems that the imps don't really care for the ship, but the noises, the movement, the activity definitely seems to be drawing attention, as it looks like what you can very quietly observe is that they are going through this field of corpses and killing anything that is left alive and gathering their organs and bones.
Hey, Rigby looks like me.
Yeah. So, you guys continuing?
Yeah.
Silently.
Staying on the ship?
Stay on the ship.
Yeah, what else can I do?
Yeah. So pass out trace lasts an hour.
Mhm.
Cool. You guys travel for an hour, easy.
We're really just trying to get past this massive swamp that just...
I would say with an hour's travel, you start to get to what appears to be an older battlefield. This one less littered with living corpses and more fresh, bleeding ones. This one kind of just with that dark maroon stain on these sands here, with what was unscrappable or unreusable left to decay and rot. A few hands. You see some bone fragments here and there. Some broken weapons. Mostly stripped of metal.
So not really many imps.
There's a couple. Like, peeking out, like, on tippy toes, you can see around the banks there are imps that seem to be kind of just in little groups, kind of like going from place to place, like spotting, scavenging, seeing if they can find just something to etch out in the sand here. But not enough to kill a big crab man like you saw before.
Is the ship still moving?
Oh yeah.
I'm still being stealthy. I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, I want to.
I am going to hold casting it again if there feels like there's a big swarm of them again, or if it feels like there's too much attention on us.
All right.
I'm not going to communicate telepathically that with you too. Just be like,
What? Who's that?
I'm in your head. It's me. This has happened before. This has happened before. You you know I can do this. If there's more like of those creatures, and if we're in danger again, do you want to like cast it again so we're like extra stealthy again?
If there's a bunch, I guess.
Okay, good, because I'm not gonna cast it again.
I like my organs.
Yeah, I do too. I like mine. So we're just gonna lay low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small.
Cool.
Okay, so as your journey down the Blood Lake here, I would like somebody to be in charge of keeping watch for a few hours.
I will do that.
I want to.
Icarus, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
This man went to sleep last time.
It's an interesting.
It's not that you guys are taking a rest, it's just that someone is in charge of keeping major watch.
It's an interesting dichotomy. Like I'm pretty confident I have the best modifier, but I also have the worst rolls. So it's like. That being said, we've got a 12.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's above 10. That's above 10.
Still have not rolled above a 5 on the dice.
Do you
I
want some
haven't-
different ones?
I haven't jailed any of my dice, but they've all
No.
consistently rolled 11s
Yeah,
for
right.
some reason.
The dice
I would
jail's getting full.
happily take an 11.
So,
I would happily take an 11 right now.
Icarus, as you perch yourself
Trying
up
to
on
be
the top of
low.
the mast, get the best view of the land.
Crow's nest.
Seeing about, you see a lot of ruined structures, lots of towers that seem hastily built. You see a lot of fortifications, machines that seem to have been left there at some of these battlements. Would appear to be ballista, a few trebuchets here and there, catapults, most of them broken, unable to move again. Lots of remnant of war. You don't see anything too out of the ordinary other than the occasional imp. But it seems that this far on the front line, a lot of their worries aren't concerned with fools who are in the lake of blood. It seems
We're
like
too stupid for them to pay attention to us.
Yeah!
you see a couple imps will occasionally pass by, very much many of them not wanting to dare get near it. So that also gives you a sense of looking into the water, wondering what would happen should you stick your toe in it.
I have a robot hand I could just make.
If the locals won't do it, you get the sense it might be a bad idea. But we'll call that first watch.
Well, we don't see nobody swimming around in here.
Do you want to try?
No.
Take a dip,
No.
Gwen?
No.
I got it right here whenever you're ready.
I'll
No.
say second watch.
Go for it. Make a perception check.
That is an 18.
18, nice. Nastani, as you look about, something does catch your eye. What appears to be a large campsite. There's smoke coming from it, a massive fire where it appears to be a mountain of corpses are being burned. You see that there are large banners. There are battlements with what appear to be mounted demonic heads. Seems to be strange in the way that you can smell a sweet scent coming from the general direction of the camp. It's not too far, maybe quarter mile, but sweet, baking something. Strange, until you see the very large fiends walking about the camp, monolithic in size.
Oh, thank you.
But you get the idea that you guys should be especially quiet while passing these folk.
I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace again, and I'll be like, Rigby, cast it now.
Why?
Pass Without a Trace. Cast it. Okay, Pat. We have to be quiet here.
Yeah, so stop talking.
I'm in your head.
Everybody go ahead and make a self check for me.
I'm casting. Are you casting Pass Without a Trace?
It's up to you.
You have the plus 10 already. But
Yeah.
we're kind of good.
Mark that off.
I won't cast it.
Stealth checks for everybody. Really? Alright.
23.
23?
No, sorry. 33.
33.
I didn't add
27.
27.
21.
21.
bearing in mind that with my modifier of plus 11 and the pass without trace of plus 10, giving a plus 21, my total is 22.
I knew it!
Did you roll 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, 2 failures, but 3 successes. So, you watch Nastani kind of taking the perch as best you can, with the help from getting up there from Icarus earlier. But looking about, there appears to be these large devils that are kind of near the shore, talking to each other. These large kind of tridents in their hands, large curled horns, little flames that kind of decorate the helmets that they wear. But they seem very invested in their conversation. You get the sense that maybe one of them noticed the boat, but wasn't enough to care. Didn't sense any urgency. Nor did it seem like it was their business. They left out some lazy guards. Alright, who's taking the next one? Go for it, Gwen. Make a perception check. Okay. Yeah.
Natural 20 plus 5.
That's good. That's very good. As further down the river, from what you can see on your perch, appears to be a massive fiend. Large wings, massive horns, huge arms, and a massive stinger-like tail. You see, decorated in this dark black steel armor, laughing as you see several captives tied up by the shore. You're approaching them.
Can I make out the captives? Like,
They appear to be humanoid in shape.
is one really, really small?
Yes. One is pretty small compared
Is
to the
one
others.
really, really tall?
Yeah, there's a tall one.
Is there one in our? Is it Badissa and all of the Cursed Herb?
All over the Chris.
I would say with your nat 20 now.
Okay.
They appear to be other devils.
Okay.
That's all you had to ask.
Yeah. Beating around the bush there.
I'm sorry.
It's an imp.
Of course he's small.
But the ship is getting closer to them.
Yeah, okay. The fiend, it's in front of us. Is he like flying over the water, or is he?
He's standing on the shore with the 3 tied up captives, dangerously close.
Okay.
And he's gloating, and there are some other devils there, similar to the guards Nastani saw, also having a laugh as what appears to be these more kind of barbed, greenish devils nearby. Seem to be doing most of the heavy lifting here, of like, they're about to kick him in.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Nastani. Big
They're
guys.
fine.
Really, really big
Survive?
guys.
Just a deal.
Make an insight check.
Big guys. What?
Really
I'm gonna
big guys.
looks at the shore.
Oh! We need to eat.
17.
17. Yeah, you're pretty versed in some fiendish books, that you've read, all in the glory of Godbert, of course. I would say you definitely recognize the hierarchy here. That looks like it could be a general of something. He's big enough for it.
Can I hear what they're saying? Like, are they saying anything?
No,
Okay.
you're far enough away
that I
that
can't
you
hear.
guys have some prep time.
Okay. Is there a below deck situation on this? Okay.
Very flat here.
Very flat.
Can we try and attempt to see, like, I know there's no steering wheel, but can I stand at the helm?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
only one direction, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going downstream.
Can I go on the opposite bank? Can I try and steer it towards the opposite bank?
No wheel.
Let's see, that might bring
There's
more
no
attention
wheel.
to
I
it.
know there's no wheel.
What are you doing to try that? Let me ask that. How are you attempting this?
Everybody run to that side of the ship and leave.
Yeah.
That's gonna bring more attention.
Are you trying to, like, Professor Exit, or?
I'm not trying to Professor Exit.
Oh, maybe we should.
Oh.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
Feel free to shoot me down.
No.
I would like to cast spiritual weapon in the shape of a wheel.
I don't see why you couldn't bludgeon somebody with a wheel. Like a pirate wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you summon it right there.
What are you gonna do with
You
it?
formed it from your mind, and it perfectly fits in.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Say, let's get out of here.
Okay.
I don't know. Do I turn it with my spiritual? Do I turn it with my mind?
I mean,
or-
you can tell it to turn if you want. You can move it. So,
Yeah. I would like to.
yeah.
You turn away.
The wheel begins to spin. Go. Tell you what. Just make a wisdom check to see, if you made the wheel good enough.
That's so fair.
Just like the right interlocking mechanisms, right? You gotta catch it.
23.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Quick, which way do I turn?
Yeah. So
To the opposite bank!
as you put the wheel in, the ship itself is definitely fighting the input, but you do see the mast start to tilt a bit, and you watch it starts to careen to the side a little bit, just a tiny bit. But you guys are pretty far away, so
Stealth, please.
by the time.
Enough time to get through.
Mm-hmm. So.
My stealth is still holding up.
You roll that for your turn, so no. The pass without trace is gone.
Rigby, I have one more chance to cast this. Should we both cast or just me? Or just you?
This seems really important.
Seems like we'll both cast this one.
I'm casting Pass Without a Trace. It's my last spell slot to do that.
Mark that off, Rigby. So, as you guys cast Pass Without a Trace, I do want you to realize you are in a stone boat. And basic frontal vision.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
But as
Yeah.
long as they
Just putting that out there, there's nothing to disguise the fact that the boat is there while you guys might be hiding really well behind the repents. So,
Can we pretend to act dead?
yes, that would be a different check.
Yeah, that goes from stealth to something that I think everyone would be less good at.
Okay, yeah, we're just
Hey,
gonna stealth our way
don't rope
with
me
the
in.
boat.
stealth it up.
Stealth checks, everyone, with your plus 20.
Alright. Plus
I'm
31.
holding out for you, man.
Let's see.
You want to use one of my dice?
23.
How did it do? Can I have the red one?
Yeah, you can have it. There you go. There you go.
Do it, do it. You got this.
Got 23.
You got it!
Good idea if I was supposed.
Really?
I want to leave.
Well, it might happen sooner than later.
We all might be coming up with new characters.
I'm not gonna turn it, so you can just.
Nasani rolled
As
a
is.
40.
Oh man, why does it hate you? Oh, the red dice kills. You should have rolled with this
I
one.
should've gotten the
try that
purple
one.
one.
Yeah, try the opal dice.
Are you giving him a
Opal.
free?
No.
Just to see what would happen. Yeah. So that would actually come out to 49.
Yeah, I would
But
like to
instead
point
I got
out
a
if
nat
anybody
one.
has inspiration, you can help figure us out.
Oh, take my inspiration.
Can you use that roll then? If she didn't?
No,
But can I have the opal back?
I'll let you do it. This would be
Please.
hilarious.
It only works when it doesn't count.
What'd you get?
51.
There you go. Sweet. Told you, man.
40 for me, by
40
the way.
for you.
It's a nat 20 if that matters.
It does matter.
It does matter.
Yay!
40.
Ethan has good luck.
Okay.
No, I don't.
With Will's stuff.
Okay, all really good stealth rolls. Good job, Icarus. Good job, everybody else, for helping. Teamwork is important because that would have changed the tide. As you guys are very stealthy, dead still, your supplies and materials that you've had on the ship are very much what you're using as cover. You're hiding behind the larger kind of blockades here, behind the mast, whatever works, looking as empty armor shell as you could, just trying to appear non-existent. Quiet on the ship. Are you keeping your... How long does your spiritual weapon last? Is it a minute? 5 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute. It is gone by now,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about that. But as you approach, is there anything else you guys are doing? Or just hoping they don't investigate the boat?
I guess. hoping they
Can I?
Someone cast
Do I have
thaumaturgy,
time
lure them
to-
away.
Thaumaturgy?
I'm giving you guys a chance, so you got time for something.
Could I,
Tell me what she thinks.
could I, use thaumaturgy to cast, well, it's only 30 feet. I don't know how far away we are, because we're on the opposite side of the bank. So I don't even know if that would work. If I was to cast,
Probably not 30 feet.
yeah. So that wouldn't even work. Doing like thaumaturgy to have like a rumble like over the ground in the opposite direction for them to turn their heads that
You guys,
way.
you can put 30 feet behind you if you're at the back of the ship.
Yeah, 30 feet behind me.
Sure. Are you wanting to save that in case they investigate you, or
Save that in case they
holding
investigate.
your action? Got it. The two of you want to do anything?
Just gonna hold my metronome pretty tight.
Okay. Okay.
My frog genome.
All right. You guys are stealth, but as the boat crosses, those of you who are kind of peeking around the corner watch as the pit fiend begins to speak in Infernal, mostly obscenities, as it steps forward and kicks the first of the fiends into the river of blood. You watch as the shrieks are muffled as their throats is filled, and eventually just the kind of simmering something. You watch as he orders the other two, kicking the other two fiends in as well, and you watch as they both tumble in similar situations. You watch as, for a second, they sit there and watch the banks of the river.
Can I hear anything that they're saying?
From this distance, I mean, it's pretty
like
hard.
mumbling.
They're talking to each other and they're very close, so it's like you can hear they're talking, but it's hard to make out words. I would say. I would say make a perception check.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I didn't know if we could learn more about like who they're serving or whatever.
Said perception. 17.
17. Can't really make it out. They're pretty far. However,
Just curious.
I will say, as you're trying to listen on their conversations, you hear the largest one go, make a gesture and kind of bark something at one of the others. You watch as the yellow fiend looks up, start to shuffle, and then you hear a louder kind of order being barked at him. Go! And you can all hear the beating of wings as this devil, who I would say, Nastani, you recognize as the same type as the lazy guards from before, begins to fly closer to the ship.
Thaumaturgy 30 feet behind me.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I would say you see him look, sources out, realizes that there's some magic at play, and then look towards the ship and starts heading over. Anybody have anything else held?
Can I focus on my sword?
Yeah, you can. We'll get to that. As he gets closer, are you doing anything?
I'm pretty torn.
Well, as it gets closer, you get the sense. Well, I mean, once it lands on the ship, it's on the ship. But it is flying over the river at the moment. So, you tell me what you want to do.
Oh, I thought it was closer. I was waiting to hold that for when it was closer.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, it's flying nearby. It saw it, looked at it, it's like, the river doesn't make a rumble.
I wasn't doing river, I was doing
Well.
the ground.
Well, yeah, but it's like, he can see.
Yeah, he knows this area pretty well.
I'll wait. I feel like it'd be very suspicious if he just disappeared and turned into a frog and fell into the river.
Yeah, so you guys were pretty well hidden, from a direction. So he lands on the ship. Okay, well, that's not 20. From the same dice. It's a good one, right? And immediately, I would say who's at the back end of the ship.
Me.
Immediately sees you, Nastani. As he lands, you start to see the alert in his eyes before he flips over the spear. Are you guys doing anything? You're all of you are stealth other than Nastani, so this is your one shot to do something before something happens.
All I can do is attack. Do I attack him?
Frog.
What's the save?
I have no clue. All we've written is once per day the user can use this metronome to cast true polymorph, only frog and frog adjacent creature.
So you're turning me into a normal frog? I believe it uses your spellcasting, so
Your spellcasting.
you tell me your spell save DC and what it is.
15.
15?
Is that correct?
Okay. And I assume it's a wisdom save?
Resonant spell. Like
I can double check for you.
I looked. It says safety seat.
I know that's the joke.
Whatever metronome frog would use canonically.
Okay. We'll say, looking at true polymorph, that would be a wisdom save. Let me pull up his stats real quick. It's a math pain.
So are we fighting a demon immediately right here, right now?
Well, we'll see. It really depends on what his wisdom is. I pulled up the wrong one.
I hope he's stupid.
I bet he's not.
I bet he's smart.
Ira.
Who wants to take it in my swimming pool?
If I
It's
might
not as
pull,
much as that.
No,
I mean
no,
the river
no.
of blood.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's an 8 plus 3.
That fails.
Frog.
Yeah. So, a couple things happen here. You hold up the metronome. The devil looks towards you. As you do, turning the trident from Nastani to you, and then just as you now see a frog, and those of you who can hear with your ears hear from the other side of the bank as the general seems to find this hilarious. While he's a frog, what are you doing?
Can we punch him in the river?
Yeah,
I
was gonna throw
would
him in
like
the river.
to. I would like to take the frog and say, "For God, birds," and tear the body in half.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. I kind of want to say something.
You
To
can
the
say
guy.
something to the.
general.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go for it. You pick up the frog.
Yeah. You want him back?
Yeah, he doesn't make that. That was a 3. The general. Okato! Don't hit me!
What did he say?
Looked
What did he
like
say?
a throwing motion.
Throw him
Yeah,
in.
looked like a
Throw
throwing
him in.
motion. Throw him in. But just no law.
Yeah, just slam dunk.
Spike.
So a couple things happen. So
Drunk spike.
as he hits the water, he immediately drops to 0 hit points, as the frog only has 1.
Yeah.
And reverts to his previous form. And then you watch as he's caught and claws at the side of the ship, screaming incomprehensible words, looking up at you. He takes the trident and tries to jab you with it, eventually kind of losing grip as the river is sucking him down into it before submerging completely. And you just see the massive fiend on the other side. Abukasta!
What does he say? What did he say? What did he say?
Was there any pain in his eyes or anything?
The
As
fiend
he
that went in the
yeah,
water?
as he was drowning?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was real painful.
I'd like to release one single tear and say, I'm sorry, Elaine.
Okay. What did?
And I go back to whatever you
What
said.
did homeboy say?
Essentially what translated to was, that was hilarious, but next time I see you, your spines will be my belt buckle.
I'm just gonna.
Can I respond? Being like, oh, I don't even know what
No, I'm just gonna go.
I say we.
Yeah.
we
Leave me alone. I'm gonna say that in Abyssal.
You'll never see us again.
You say it in Abyssal?
No.
No, I don't say that in Abyssal. Actually, I just.
What do you want me to say?
Let's
We'll leave
not
you
say
alone.
anything.
You won't see us again.
Okay, I grab Rigby and I'm pulling him from the edge.
Behind the wall. The devils are real.
I grab Rigby and pull him from the edge of the water.
Like, I
Towards
love
the
to
center
imagine,
of the
like,
ship. Everybody in the center, please.
I'm behind like a pole or parapet on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wall, and like as the other demon fell in the river and like stabs the trident up,
Yeah.
it's like on
Yeah,
either
it's-
side.
It's lodged into the stone, yeah. It could not get that attack off. Poor guy. Rolled a 3 twice.
And
But,
who said I didn't help out around here?
yeah.
No one has said that.
Yeah, so as the kind of...
Just double checking.
I wouldn't say that.
So, as a very deadly encounter has just been avoided.
Let's
for now.
go. That was deadly for someone.
Yeah, that was a deadly one. You're left pretty much without a scrape. Your charge is gone, unfortunately, on your metronome. But the only damage taken to the ship was the trident that's stuck in the side. So,
At peace on the Blood River.
yeah, doing pretty
This is
good.
why we don't jump into rivers.
I wasn't going to jump into the river.
I'm talking to both of you, by the way.
I was looking for
The innocent
Icarus.
soul.
Yeah, we're the only reasonable ones here.
So,
You
what did I
tried
do?
to dive into the river Styx, and you just
I
fell
was
in.
looking for Icarus, and I failed to
So I
listen.
didn't jump in.
He fell in.
Not only did I
Squashed
save
away.
everyone, I had a pretty convincing wheel.
It's pretty good. Thank you.
It's a
That
great
was
wheel.
pretty big. That was pretty big.
That was
That
pretty
stopped. That stopped the whole like. I could fly over there. They're pretty far, and I have minions.
Yeah, that's.
So good thinking. Yeah. Really good work from everybody. So that being said, final watch, we'll call it.
Can I go again?
If you want to, sure.
I would rather go besides you.
What is this perception?
You're the only one who hasn't done it yet. Perception.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
Icarus. I'll take a bonk.
16.
16. That's pretty good.
What was yours?
I would have gotten an 11. Or no.
I would say as you are drifting down the river for the next couple hours, the only thing that catches your attention is a small group of knight-like people kind of standing nearby the river shore. And what appears to be a large machine-like structure next to them. You don't really see them super early as it kind of comes around the bank. But as you do, you see them kind of stop. One of them kind of just reaches for the weapon and looks. There's a few call-outs
Yeah.
in several languages before common hits. And hello.
I say goodbye. Leave it now.
Let's see how interesting. They ain't interested at all. He kind of watches the knights in the hellish armor. Not our problem.
Yeah, I think they're looking at me and I'm more looking at them.
If somebody wants to sail down the Blood River, they can go for it. That's on them.
Hey. Hello.
It's like,
Goodbye.
yeah. You get the sense that they looked over the ship, didn't notice anything that they should be trying to kill.
Good.
And we're like,
Good.
okay, they're just freaks.
I think Rigby's thinking to himself, and he's like, man, even though I'm not really a fan of Gwen, I'm glad you translated, or else I might have said something uncouth.
But she doesn't need to know that.
No one needs to know that. I totally saved the day.
Ah!
Cool. So, continuing down the river. Surprise, surprise. I need one more person to make perception.
I can do it.
This is my moment.
Okay, do it. Go, Icarus.
Go for it, Chris.
12.
I'm just out of curiosity.
So, Icarus, as you have hit another series of large structures here and there, you notice one particularly close to the banks of the river. You notice that a lot of the war machines from it are kind of broken and crumpled near the sides of it, but for the most part, things look pretty clear. That is, until you hear somebody yell out to you from the tower that you pass by. You find the exact thing, because Icarus, you didn't see them. Yep, there it is.
Surprise, surprise.
Icarus, as you're perched up there, just looking about, sulfur in your eyes, it's really hard to see. Forerunners! And you turn around, and there is a single red devil, kind of clad in this bright, kind of silvery armor with what appears to be chains kind of wrapped around little spikes on the helmet. You can't quite see the face. Standing there on the riverbank. You don't say anything?
We're the Wayward Seven, actually!
I like. Okay, so as he calls out, I like whip over with like both crossbows.
Yeah, you're out of range. They go in the water.
No, I don't shoot. I don't shoot. I'm just pointing.
As you turn around, though,
You're late. I have your friends here.
Well, we're awake. It's not like we're.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
We got here as fast as we could. Who are you?
Doesn't matter. Do you want him or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
He
Yes.
is not with us.
Some friends of mine.
So, the ship is continuing to go. It gets to him, and then it sails right past him.
Hey, we can't. Hold on. The wheel. The wheel.
Wheel.
Pull the keys out of the.
Pull the keys out.
Okay, so as you go and pull the crystal out, you watch as the mast immediately drops, and the ship begins to sink.
Oh wait, no.
So, I need everybody on the ship to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm putting it back in.
Well, yeah. Well, the mast dropped, so that's where the keyhole
How
is.
close are we to the other bank?
You were pretty. You were skating along that edge for a while and didn't really make an attempt to get off of it. So you're still like maybe 30 feet away.
30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet.
I'm gonna
Up
strangle
to the bank
you.
from here.
Yeah.
What I?
Yeah,
That's a
this is
frog,
your
maybe.
fault.
So
I don't have
Icarus,
nothing.
you do not have to make one because you can fly.
I can also fly.
Let's go.
Are your wings out?
No.
Make a dex save.
15.
Okay.
I can summon my
Great.
wing.
18.
9.
9. Okay. Rigby. You watch as the bow of the ship begins to immediately dive, and watch as half of your camping gear goes with it into the blood water. But you are able to just barely skirt out of the way as the ship begins to sink. The mast now diving into the river.
Can I put the key back in and also summon my wings?
You can certainly try.
gonna
The
summon
water's
my-
creeping up.
I'm gonna summon my wings actually.
That's okay. So you summon the wings first. Take a second to do that. The water is rising, and you're going to try and sneak the key back in. You're
With
definitely going to
your
have to
not
get real
real
close to the water.
hand.
I'm gonna use my robot hand
Okay.
and put it back in.
Okay. Go ahead and make
Where
a
the
sleight of hand check.
tongs?
For the sun.
Sleight of hand.
Appease.
3.
3.
I'm gonna pick up.
You reach around, and as the hand tries to fidget around, you don't feel anything, but you hear the searing noise. And as you pull it out, you don't see the crystal.
Why do I listen to you people?
And the white metal of the hand, where it has
Don't ruin
dipped into the blood water, has turned this dark metal.
Why do I listen to you people?
Listen to us. Nobody
the
told
water's
you
rising.
to take it out.
Yeah. And I go.
You
Icarus,
did? Yes. I didn't hear you.
Appease. You puked on me. Carry me, please.
I'm carrying Rigby.
Appease.
Talons.
Okay, so you both go for Rigby, and Quinn goes down the ship.
I'm going down with the ship, guys.
So who's grabbing Rigby?
If I see her going, then I'm gonna go over and get Gwen.
So.
Do you even have your wings?
Yes, I have my
Yeah,
wings
she
out.
took the time to do it. So, let's say you guys easily hop over to the bank, kind of watching as the ship slowly starts sinking a little bit into the water before eventually
My
coming
sword's not
into
gonna
a
like this.
slow stop where you see just the corner sticking out. but you guys were close to the bank there, so.
Take the keys out, you said.
Yeah, so we use that to get in. How are we gonna get out?
I don't know, Icarus. How are we gonna get out?
Because we can't really go in and put the crystal in. You saw that frog thing dissolve. Yeah.
I know a wizard.
Here? In Avernus?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, as you guys are bickering, you hear a voice. You quite done yet?
Yes. Sorry.
One more second.
Many questions. Who are you? Where are our friends?
Got any food?
That's another one, yeah.
You guys have approached him, and just does not seem to give a crap about what you guys are saying. Just looking you up and down. You can't really see what's going on behind the solid metal headplate, but just unimpressed is the vibe you get. So you're the worthless lot. The Lord's a torrent. And his voice is suddenly cut off. As from behind the tower side, you watch as a bony spike protrudes from the neck as he starts to gargle, trying to, as he's pulled around by this long, tail-like bone, and you just hear a sickening crunch. You guys just say, yeah. So a moment passes as everybody's just standing there. And you watch as bloodied, spine-like fingers kind of grab the side of the ruined tower where he was dragged. Tipped with crimson, the skin itself is bone-white, stretched, spiked, very much reminiscent of the undead. You see what appears to be a large head with these jagged edges that kind of run down the jawline, the cheeks, the eyes, everywhere that you could put the spikes, they seem to run smoothly like chitin. And then the massive, multiple rows of teeth that are contorted in this bloodied, sanguine smile as these hollow white eyes peek from around the corner. You watch as the full figure of this greater devil steps out, insect-like wings fluttering for a second down this rigid, spiny back. I bid thee fair day. I come offering many gifts. And you watch as from behind he reaches and pulls out a bottle of wine and hands it out to the nearest person.
Thank you!
You take it?
I'll take it.
He looks down. You're not with the Forerunners, are you?
Well, I'm with them now.
This gift is for specifically the Forerunners.
Well, you know, that's my bad. Here.
I'm gonna grab it from Ricky. Thank you.
Infernal wine, distilled from the fire grapes of Legathos. A gift from my lord to you. He hopes it has found you in good fortune.
Now that they've recently added no limit to the Forerunners, this is a great celebration gift.
I don't want to be.
Introductions are in order. So please, introduce yourselves.
Stani.
Can I ask before we go too far? Did I learn anything in the books about like, because you know how like in the Fae, if you get people, then is there anything like adjacent to that?
In the moment, you got what you got.
Oh.
Gwyneth. Icky.
My friends call me Icky.
You watch as the tail kind of freshly bloodied from this kill kind of whips back and forth impatiently, waiting for the response, but receiving it seems content and looks down.
The name's Nella. Salmonella.
The tail flicks to the side and kind of hits the wall, kind of leaving a large crack. Make a deception check.
Hey, were you lying?
Salmonella.
Because
This thing is worth mentioning about 20 feet tall. It is spindly, it is jagged, and it just ate something behind the wall.
So it's full.
Maybe.
Supposedly.
Maybe it's just a snack.
I would like to use my inspiration. um, 13.
13? Okay. Yep. He waits patiently, and then impatiently.
He meant to say his master is Salmonella. You are.
Rigby!
The eyes immediately flick back up to the rest of you. And I am the humble servant, Sarthanix.
Did you spell that? Did you use it in
Looks over.
no, I did
You
not.
want it? S-A-A-T-H-A-N-I-X.
How does he know my
Wait, sorry. S-A-A-T-H.
A-N-I-X.
A-N-I-X. Okay.
Yep. I am Sarthanix of the 9th Legion. I serve one of the most esteemed lords in these lands. And we are under the impression that you are involved in a game of stratagems with quite the opponent.
Unfortunately.
We would love to hear about it. Should you agree, my lord would extend their services.
Is this a deal?
Merely a handshake. Nothing in paper.
Aren't handshakes binding?
Looks over. Looks back.
Discuss over dinner.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
pretty appealing?
You see the eyes kind of flicker between each of you. Dinner. How quaint.
Yeah.
And you watch as the world around you flashes in flame. And you are sitting in what appears to be a very nice banquet hall. It's small. It's kind of a very, standard. It's long. It's got some round tables with lots of food just piled high. Mouth-wateringly tasty looking. Smells amazing compared to the sulfur, brimstone, and corpses of 5 seconds ago. There are plates. There are places to eat. And you watch as the devil kind of lurks around. Enjoy. He waits patiently for you guys to make a plate.
I'm gonna make a plate.
Yeah?
I will make a plate that I will not eat.
Okay.
I'm making a plate and I'm gonna do like the thing with whenever you're at a table and you're just like pushing it around while you're talking. I'm gonna pick up a piece and like start talking, so I'm not actually eating the food.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Um,
He's not eating anything and seems to be waiting on every moment.
so this handshake. Why? You're wanting to extend services to help aid in this game of strategy.
Stratagems, he
Stratagem.
says.
Stratagem.
Stratagem.
My lord has taken an interest in the politics of the current upper worlds, believing that there is foul play.
Oh, there is indeed.
Who is
Might
your
I
lord?
inquire who he is? Yeah.
You are here to negotiate with me.
By proxy, your lord.
I speak for my lord in this instance, and I suggest, should you wish for things to go your way,
Here's my question, not to say that we are, saying no to this, but if we were, would we not see our friends that you have here?
We do not have your friends.
Who does?
They're back at the shore,
What do you mean they're back at the shore?
in the tower. But you wanted to eat, so here we are. Enjoy your meal, and when you're finished, we will head back. After we've had our discussion.
I'm very curious about the interest of your lord in these current political matters. He is opposed to Garvia.
They are opposed to the plans that we have heard rumors of. That one of the generals was missing for some time. A promotion was given to one of the devils, only to discover that the fiend we had in place was no longer there. Once this was discovered, we thought we might get down to the business, and my lord, being as generous as they are, thought that we might offer help in trade for information.
Who's the fiend that was?
I believe you know him as Damon.
So are we helping Damon or are we hurting Damon? Because I like
He continues to say nothing. The business is not with me.
Have you eaten the food?
Smart.
I have made a plate that piles high taller than my face so that he
Doesn't see you.
he knows I'm there,
Oh
but
man, get your inspiration. You earned it multiple times. But... Okay.
Wasn't you the fact that he did
Yeah.
kidnap them first?
Not eating. He takes notice that nobody's eating their food.
well, my plate's shaking.
You're just behind it like this. Wow, this is great! So, this deal, we get these services that your lord provides us in exchange for the information that we give.
Information for information. Quite honestly, we've already done you a favor.
Yes, you have, and we thank you for that.
Your thanks is very welcome. So, I'm quite interested in hearing all about the world above.
Quite a lot going on in the world at the moment. Might be hard to kind of,
Specifically with you,
with what has happened with our group, you mean?
the Forerunners.
Yes. We unknowingly became pawns in a game of chess. We did not know that was being played.
And what do you know?
That is a great question. I feel like I don't know a great deal, but maybe I know more than others.
I think we should maybe see if our friends are alive before we get too much more information.
I think we have room to talk here right now.
Maybe we should finish dinner.
Yeah, Rigby, how much have you eaten?
Is the helmet visor still down?
How much do we know
Hey.
about dining with fiends and devils? Like eating.
None of you have done this.
Yeah.
Pretty new.
No, I know
First
that's
time.
what it does.
If I may explicitly clarify the terms of the potential handshake, we tell you about our dealings in the world above, the situation we're in, and in
Yes.
exchange, you and or your lord provide more information that would help us in this game of stratagem, as well as returning Herb, Chris, and Badessa. Is that correct?
Along those lines, yes. We will compare notes. After you give me the information, I will go over what I have, and hopefully it will be relevant to you. Undoubtedly it should be. We have all but confirmed our suspicions. Just need a first-hand experience.
And once this dialogue is completed, then the four of us, alongside those who we came for, are returned to the surface?
Seems fair, does it not?
It does. I'm gonna hold my hand out.
I will hold mine out as well.
Bony hand takes yours and shakes it firmly, and then wraps around your metal one and shakes it firmly.
Oh.
Kai shake his hand.
Do you gonna reach out your hand?
Yeah.
And what are you looking for?
I'm looking to bring someone back as well.
Interesting. Tell me, what would you be willing to give for them?
Anything.
That's not the right answer.
I did say everything.
Should I point out a technicality that he might not be happy about?
No.
No?
Are you being truthful in this moment?
I am being truthful in this moment.
I think we could make an arrangement then. I will send someone to meet with you in 2 days' time. We'll have proper contracts written up.
Thank you, sir.
He shakes it. So, regale me with the tales that you have.
Alright. I'm going to... No, I guess... Basically... I guess I would give a loose background on what I know about Guardvia coming to power.
Okay.
And then essentially sort of like fast forward and pick up basically in Volhelm around like the first Frail Moon.
Okay.
And then generally skim over the pursuit, but giving special focus to encounters with the displaced ruins and then Cilician government problems.
I would probably chime in with the other Frail Moon encounters that happen along the way.
Okay. So, after getting a pretty decent comprehension of everything said, you watch as the Bone Devil skulks about the table, kind of stabbing one of the meat trays and kind of just picking it up and taking it off to the side.
See, he's not eating either.
Quite interesting. And what do you make of it all?
It's almost hard to make of it all because it feels like there's. I mean, we kind of know that the side of chess that we are on, that we are pawns in, I guess, we have kind of figured out who the players are, or who the other pieces are that have been taken out. We don't know much about the other side. We only really know the one.
So I'll ask you this. Would you like my insights or my help?
What would your help entail?
Knowledge of something more physical.
And your insights would be to help us along our path.
Perhaps expand upon the picture that you found yourself in.
He's dealing with the Forerunners. It's a business entity, so in business law and the contract, the entity is treated as one part of the Forerunners. I'm inclined to acknowledge in this situation, as well as all the dealings I've had above recently, I am out of my depth. What is important to me is bringing the true facts of our situation to light. That people, the public, the continent would know what really happened. My inclination, if the rest of the Forerunners would agree, would be to say you know more than I do, and I would be inclined to ask in that choice that you would choose what you think would better lead to that goal.
That wouldn't be fair.
Well, maybe then I could ask if you would tell me, and then I could make a choice based off that. Between the insight and the help, what do you think would be more effective in bringing the facts of history to light?
Knowing where you are on the board is important, but so is the destination. I could give you either.
Why not both?
Well, the information is not free. This is what we agreed.
It's worth more than the price we pay.
Hi, what a bargain!
Quite.
Alright, pack up, time to go home.
Knowledge is always good, but so is the insight to do the right thing.
I'm leaning towards the destination.
I'll follow your lead.
Sorry.
The destination, then.
Excellent. Due to the nature of the devils on the surface you have encountered with your own eyes, we believe that Damon could potentially be working for his former archfiend. That being said, we do not know to what end or reason, as that archfiend is located on the 3rd level of the 9 Hells, famously ruled by Tiamat, Queen of Dragons. That being said, any archfiend not kept in check is a dangerous one. So we are curious as to why a pit fiend would be loaned out.
Who is Damon currently supposed to be underneath?
One of the archfiends. We have our suspicions. And I cannot speak their name. Should you understand.
I do, yes.
But for a destination, I can give you an address. So,
watch as the devil kind of snakes around the multiple tables before coming to the mantle. Looking about it, shifting through a few of the clutterous items on top before coming to an urn, taking it. Grabs a few different objects from the nearby wardrobe, tosses them in, spits inside. There's a kind of flames. And he watches it, looks back, reaches up on a high shelf and grabs what appears to be a diamond, dropping that in before putting the lid on top.
I'm just seeing Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, shaking it out, yeah. And he does, he stirs it a bit.
walks back and sets it on the table.
Down the hatch. I'm not.
Do not drink.
I'm not drinking it. I did not say that. Gwen is being very quiet and behaving herself.
This will take you to the estate I have in mind. A place known as the Severed Citadel. On the 3rd layer. That being said, if my suspicions are right, and they are rarely wrong, you are not to use this yet. For Damon is still on the surface.
Damon must be removed from the board before using this car.
It would be advantageous to do so.
So do we want Damon removed completely or just moved to our side?
I think you misunderstand. We mean to remove Damon from the equation. However, it is something that you must do first. For Damon is on the surface, in disguise, and sending someone to deal with a pit fiend hiding amongst mortals is quite messy. The kills are not ordained, so there's no contract for mass blood, but that would be the only way to bring him back down to the hells. When he is killed on the surface like any other devil, they reanimate on their own plane of existence. Their lair. Damon should reanimate down there.
Could have been ahead of the game, guys.
Could have been.
It's quite a fast process, depending on some of them. So you would have needed to rapidly transport down and kill him before he fully recuperates.
So we need to kill Damon on the surface.
Yes.
And then immediately use this urn to travel down to the 3rd level and kill him again.
Yes. And I have a feeling that you will find many answers down there in the Citadel. A good next step.
And how do we use this to get there?
Uncap the urn. Those standing nearby will be transported.
We're done.
So do not open it until after Damon has been dealt with. Else you will be trespassing on an archfiend's domicile. And the Queen of Dragons is particularly unforgiving.
But we won't be trespassing if we've killed Damon first.
I think your next step will be very clear once that happens. And I'm not talking about a simple escape.
Well, I've got to say, I was gonna murder him anyways for my own reasons, so this really fits together.
Excellent.
What
Well, it has been very fortunate to have run into you. Do watch out, as though there's no need to confirm it. There's no reason to believe Damon isn't the only devil who's escaped from the hells. Did you enjoy your meal?
I enjoyed the conversation.
He made all this food.
We will speak later. Shall we not?
One of my subordinates will arrive with a contract.
In a pin, hopefully.
I
Of course.
have a question. I don't know if this is an answer you might know or not. Guardfia, is she a fiend? An escaped fiend?
From your description, ends, there's not much to go off of.
Sorry.
I do not know. A fiend can have a contract with anyone. Should the contract require it, they will be on the surface. They will do what they pledge to do, much like your little friend.
More friends?
Oh,
Yeah.
let me ask too, as we gave our sweep of the what's happened, did Homeboy have any particular interest, as we mentioned, like Araya or contracts with her? Well, I don't know if we would have meant. Well,
Did you mention Orion?
Yeah.
we would have had to. Yeah, she was heavily involved.
You can make an insight check.
Because I would have
Oh, yeah,
mentioned
yeah, let me do
Araya
that.
because I probably would have mentioned Silas and him being the one to
Yeah.
give
Make
us
an
the
insight check.
Killing it. 17.
17. He's pretty hard to read.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you glean that he does know the name. There's a slight twitch of the head, but very subtle.
Okay.
So, our business is concluded.
When he mentioned the Queen of Dragons, that's like the Queen of the third layer, right? The
Yes. She's the Archlord.
Okay.
Archdevils are not too different from Archlords. Just that the Archlord holds the power. And I do not see Tiamat relinquishing that anytime soon. That being said, I feel obliged to mention it is called the Severed Citadel for a reason. And while I cannot say much more on the subject, do keep that in mind. Yes?
So if we're kind of on the run in two major cities and two countries, where do we go from here? We have to kill Damon, but he's in Basilica.
I doubt they'll be sticking just to Basilica to look for us.
Fortunately or not, I have experience with eliminating high-profile targets.
What?
You watch as the Bone Devil kind of walks over. A large kind of clock is ticking.
It wasn't a part of the deal, but
Taps the glass.
I suppose you only have a few moments. I hope you are crafty.
Get killed now?
What do you mean by that?
Sits there watching the clock. He watches the second hand moves.
How much time is on the clock?
The clock doesn't really have a set time, but the minute hand is getting closer and closer to the center of position.
What does that mean?
The information you didn't take is coming to fruition quite soon.
We should get
That's
Rippy,
nice.
I mean, and Chris and be on our way. Shall we not?
Of course, if you want that information and have something to offer,
What?
perhaps you won't leave empty-handed and into the unknown.
What would you need in... We've given information. What else would you want from us to give?
Make an offer.
I offered anything.
Is this what you want? For anything?
I don't know what I can offer.
No, I've got my own deal separately.
That's what I thought.
Sorry.
I can't think of an offer. Is there any more knowledge?
You seem to have expended as much as I need to know. But simple contracts would be sufficient. Simple ones, really.
Just can't escape them, can I?
Money is also of interest.
But not our parents.
Depends. Many of the archdukes hold quite the amount of wealth.
Ooh, it's still heist.
No.
Hey,
How
honestly,
much?
Make me an offer.
I don't want to move off of those. I mean, I would give you the money to make an offer.
Watch the minute he gets
Yeah, I
closer.
know. That's what I. That's the cheapest thing. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're gonna be cheap about it?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Insult him.
lowball
In
him.
his house.
No, I would not.
That's a great idea.
No, that's not. No.
I don't know, because I want the information.
You too.
Time's ticking.
Okay.
I'll give you 1 minute.
What if we killed someone else along the way?
Is there any, aside from Damon, is there any other fiends that require removal?
Well, I suppose, but they're a bit out of the way. And I doubt you'd want to uptake that task. Yes, the ones that I have in mind, you're quite familiar with.
Who?
The Baroness.
Send her back to where she's from?
Oh, no. No, she has something that we want.
Heist. Heist.
Heist. Heist.
Is it
Come on.
something to be stolen from her?
Along with her life? Yes.
Are we that stupid?
Well, it sounds like a heist in a life or just a regular heist.
I don't think we have enough. I'm thinking we don't have enough money.
You haven't made a money offer, so.
Well, I would offer 5,000 gold.
What percentage of wealth is that you have?
Over half.
Over half? Kind of looks tough.
You know, it's not really worth it as much if it doesn't hurt.
Hey, if we're talking percentages, I'll offer 20 gold.
Excellent. So 5,020 is your total. I refuse.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. And
Uh,
if I offered all of my wealth,
Ooh,
would it still be enough?
plus your 20. Tell me that total.
I'm broke.
8,500.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I make a deception
can
check?
I make it?
Oh, do you not have it?
I do have it. I just have 1,000 extra.
Oh, okay.
Would he know I was lying? Because if he knew I was lying, I don't want to lie. But
Make the deception check.
God, I should have done that.
I feel like these are checks that I should be making.
Hey, I like to once if I didn't use my inspiration. it would make bad
21.
21.
Dang. Play with fire, get burned.
Let me put it to you like this. We are limited. And I think it's not unreasonable if we want to hold on to some resources to accomplish the task of eliminating Damon.
And that is my concern because
The goals seem to line up.
Damon's time is limited. Should you kill him now, or should someone else come by? We have many warlocks ready to do the task.
That's fair.
Do you want the information or not?
He watches The minute hand is almost
Yeah.
reached.
Ignorance is bliss.
I don't
Not in this
know.
case.
The thing is, we're gonna find out either way. So
The thing is,
Alright. Have it all.
okay. So go ahead and take out everything. And you hand him over how much?
9,551.
All right. So, yep.
Our funds are really low right now, guys.
You put it on the table, takes it out, gingerly opens the bag, and drops it at the center of the table. Holds out a hand.
We have a deal. As for where you are, I can surmise that you are in the plan of someone quite tactical, someone who has experience, someone who inherited some beneficial traits, one might say. As I cannot say the true thoughts that I have, for I am bound by word. I could reasonably predict the next step after hearing your story. You were sent to fetch your friends. You were sent to be distracted. You were sent to be framed, to escape with ease, with no redemption. That being said, it would seem that the next assassination of an opposing leader is happening as we speak. So,
Which leader?
well, who's your opposition?
King? You mean the sovereign? Not our position, sorry.
Someone somewhere is paying a very heavy toll in this game of stratagems. Someone, I think, could have proven to be a valuable ally, but seeing as how long it took to pinch every penny, you might need to consider other options.
How do we get there to stop it?
Oh, well, I told you I'd take you there, if you wish.
Oh, we're not leaving. Not exactly what we think of it.
The way to remove yourself from this equation is to act abnormal and get directly involved.
So let's go.
While I cannot say much, the Damon situation might be advantageous should you be in a public space at any point. It seems you've been framed as murderers and killers.
So, why not just keep to the moniker?
Quite clever, Miss Mendovan. Quite clever indeed.
hey, you never told him that.
Let me allow you one courtesy more, other than a mine.
I put that in the bag that way.
You may stay here as long as you wish. Perhaps wait out an oncoming storm. But by, say, 24 hours or so, haste would be advantageous. Of course, after every death of someone beloved, of a leader, funerals are quite the spectacle. I enjoy going to them. Perhaps you could make a spectacle yourself.
We've been assigned a role. Let's play it.
I think it's time to go.
And you watch as the world does not shift around you, but 3 chained coffins drop into the room nearby, or next to the tables, rather.
Your friends. Should you wish to discuss your point of leave, else would you like me to send you right now?
I'm going to, before I answer, take the jug that he made and give it to Nistan.
There you go. Good idea.
Putting the jug in the bag of holding.
I think we need to move quickly.
We'll be back here.
Probably should make sure they're like awake.
Yeah, let me take a look at the coffins he brought up.
They're going to take a minute to undo. They're chained up. They're pretty Loctite.
But we'll be back. We have to kill him.
Okay, on the first level of Avernus.
Yep.
That's the third that jug will take you to.
Oh,
And
Dig
it's
up.
all downstream from here, so unless you want to fight up river.
Take us and them and go.
Alright. So, you guys leaving now?
I think that's best.
You watch as Sarthanix kind of just once again gives that mangled grin.
It's been a pleasure. And I'll be seeing you sometime soon.
I thought you were sending somebody.
Yes. Yes, I was.
Okay.
Thank you for the business.
Of course. Pleasure is all mine.
That's certainly true.
And the world fades from view. So, as the Forerunners are transported somewhere back into Basilica, they didn't specify where. Just they're going back. That is where we'll pick up next time.
Jesus.
Bit of a long episode, bit of a long, stretched out. But a lot happened though.
Yeah.
A lot of big talks, some cool, guys dunking frogs.
Yeah.
That's my highlight. Because I really thought they had a higher wisdom. They had +3. You rolled an 8. That was really sad. But before we go,
Man, imagine having a good modifier and consistently rolling low.
yeah,
Can't
man.
imagine.
Maybe it'll be better next week.
I can't imagine having +21 to stealth and totaling to 22.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, but before we go, remember to
Like
be cool.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
And
Yeah.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Follow us
And
on
like.
social media.
that too.
The Wayward 7.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Stay on
right.
the bright side.
So I suppose
Make it so bright.
stick around as things are starting to ramp up, and we will see you guys next time on The Wayward 7.